Ooh, and I have...
Hello, everybody.
Hi!
We're all still getting set up.
Sorry. It's daytime out. We don't know what to do.
It's daytime, and we did a time change, so all that kind of fun stuff.
So we're playing with
Wait, there was a time change?
Well,
like,
oh, I thought
our
it was in
time
like...
schedule changed.
Oh, I was thinking like it did jump forward or backwards and I didn't realize.
if not, we're either
till that's
super
not
early
anymore.
or super late. No, so bear with us while we figure out what's best, so we don't get home late, but we don't start too early.
So,
It's
hi everybody. Welcome to One Stop Guild Shop and our weekly sit down to play the best game in the world, Dungeons and Dragons! Yay!
Yatta!
Yata!
Yeah, I don't know if that
So,
was both.
before we get started, I want to thank our sponsor, the Happy Hour Podcast with Johnny and Deuce.
Woo-woo!
They're super awesome.
They're awesome, and they're hysterical.
He's a weirdo.
They do a great podcast. You should check them out on Facebook. Let's see. At HH Podcast Show, Happy Hour Podcast Show, it was HH Podcast Show at gmail.com, Facebook.com/Happy Hour Podcast Show, SoundCloud.com Happy Hour Podcast, hashtag Happy Hour Podcast, and you can find them on pretty much any
They're pretty official.
media streaming platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all those.
Wherever you can listen to a podcast.
Exactly.
I think
They'd be there.
You should go out and listen to them. And we're actually featured on now 3 of their episodes. They just released one where we talk Stranger Things.
I just...
And we also did one at 370 and 371 of us talking Game of Thrones and our feelings, because we had lots of feelings.
That was a fun one.
And then there was one just us introducing ourselves as One Stop Guild Shop.
Obviously, we all had feelings about Game of Thrones.
We did. And they were all wildly different, which was great.
Controversy.
So... Controversy. So,
I just want to say I had a fun weekend. I was at Tampa Bay Comic Con all weekend long. I met some pretty cool people. Shout out to the Kitchen Killers. I had met them at the Jim Broski's event, and then they had a booth at Comic Con, and they're amazing. So I just hung out with them. I bought some artwork, and I'm going to probably butcher his name, and if you're listening to this now or later, I do apologize. Jabaurt art. He makes like this amazing stuff, and he so in the Kitchen Killers, when they play in the kitchen, he paints like in the background while they're playing. Ooh. And they do it inside of a kitchen, and they cook while they do it.
That's awesome.
It is so fun. So I got to sit there and listen, and I got to see Max Gray. He's makes a cosplay. One of his masks. So I got to meet them. Got to meet a couple of my friends who were there. Met some new people. Bought some awesome stuff. Did some panels. So visited their game room. So it was a lot of fun. It was a good weekend. I'm kind of recovering. So I'm going to do my best not to sound like I'm dying. Because I'm pretty sure.
You got the con plague.
I got the con. It's a. I thought everybody was joking about con plague.
No, con plague's a thing.
It's
it's
a
called a
thing.
hangover.
Well, that.
That too.
But I'm pretty sure I got the con plague, so bear with me. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because it's a lot. But go on our social media tomorrow. We're going to make a special announcement. There's a lot of changes coming to One Stop Guild Shop. A lot of exciting things, a lot of new things. A lot of things we're working on, so check it out there. I'm going to be unveiling, I got a new dice box.
Ooh.
New dice box.
That's pretty.
It's so pretty, and can go to combat dice. So you guys can't see them. I'm going to show them. They're.
Ooh.
I have a ring that
Those
looks
are
like
sparkly.
Yeah, they're sparkly, and they were really cool.
I got new dice, guys.
No, she did. But yeah, and we're missing a few tonight. Like I said, this time change is adjusting for a lot of us. So, but we should all be back next week. I'm looking right at you, Thomas and Kyle. Right at you.
Mm-hmm.
Please see me in my office tomorrow. Love you guys.
And also, speaking of our Facebook page, we're starting to roll out character portraits done by a resident artist, Taylor. Be on the lookout on our Facebook page for all of her information and all of these beautiful images. I forgot to put this up on the stream in the corner earlier, but we released Davich, his portrait, and a bit of about him.
So good.
So we can formally introduce you to all the
So
characters.
you can put like names to faces and visuals, and this is our take on what we think our characters are like.
Yes.
Oh.
If you have other artwork or any ideas, let us know. 'Cause
Oh,
we
yeah.
got it.
If you're an artist and you want to make some fan art, like that'd be
Please.
awesome. Especially of Raylan jumping off the cage and like elbow
I really want
dropping
it.
a JoJo.
So bad. There's so much fan art we want, but I can't draw.
Yeah.
But you guys can out there, so send it to us.
Yes.
I can draw in SolidWorks, but that's not it.
Yeah, I know.
MS Paint.
I'm really good at color by number.
So if somebody makes a fan art and puts like numbers on it, send it to Annalise.
Please
Yes.
do. Please do. I will enjoy
Paint by
it
numbers.
thoroughly.
We're gonna do the best we can with the people that we're missing, but it's still gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
I'm excited. It's been a while since we played, and last week the VOD is up. We did a Final Fantasy one shot.
And it was
It
super
was
fucking
so
fun.
good.
It was so much fun.
And I want to do another one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
be on the lookout.
Hint, hint.
There may be another one in the works.
Sweet.
I know this because I sleep next to the guy. So I get to figure out the cool stuff with him. But I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Anything else?
I just love that I could put my dice around.
So you can see which one's gonna fail you next.
That roll now 20. Okay.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
You can stay. You can stay.
Do you know who the next person you're playing is?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Do you know the next person you're playing?
No, I'm joking. I do. I'm playing pumpkin spice turkey latte.
Alrighty.
I'm excited. I'm nervous.
With that,
Let's begin. I got
let us
easy.
begin Madness of Iastebiria, Session 12, Crossroads. So, last time on the Madness of Iastebiria, our brave adventurers had stumbled across a summoning ritual for the god Cthulhu, the great Cthulhu, and it apparently worked in some form. That he took basically possessed a willing member of the tribe and conveyed to them a message that if whoever walked out alive would be forgiven their supposed sins against these old ones. And so they proceeded to take out a lot of the chochos that were around the bonfire that night. And then they decided, you know what? We're going to go after the town. And through a very dramatic episode, they slaughtered this entire town of what seemed to be chochos.
What's
And then they made their way to a nearby village that they found on a map. Also taking the teapot and some tea with them from Chika's home
that's
before
the
burning it.
pieces.
And so they rolled up into the village of. Sorry, it's on the tip. I have all these like really complicated names for all these places
Why did you do that?
because I want to be creative.
Like the captain's name, which is Long John Silver.
They got to the town of Keikoskad, where they were greeted with relish by the townsfolk upon learning that they had decimated this Chocho tribe. Then they had attacked one of this poor little 18, 19-year-old kid that was sitting by himself,
You called me fat.
minding it. He did not call you fat.
That's
You are a
my
liar.
story.
You are a liar.
I need a substance check first.
And they went to bed. Their rooms were comped. So, they had bedded down for the evening. And that's where we pick up our story. So, Pumpkin,
Dad's dream?
you lay down in your bed, waiting for sleep to come upon you. Let me actually put my microphone on. As you lay there, you notice all ambient sounds seem to slow, and then suddenly stop. Hang on,
I also have different music.
Oh, okay. Sorry, no, I wasn't really eating dinner yet, so I'm gonna be snacking.
I made a sandwich of chicken and barbecue sauce
That sounds actually
on whole wheat bread.
Okay, so you lay in your bed, waiting for sleep to come upon you. As you lay there, you notice all ambient sounds seem to slow, then all of a sudden stop. You're now in a deathly quiet room. You feel someone sit on the foot of your bed. You sit up, and you see a familiar cloaked figure sitting there. The darkness completely obscures his face. Well, well, well. I guess you didn't need my help after all. Slaughtering an entire town. I guess that's one way to do it. Tell me, child, how did things get to that point?
Well, when God tells you to basically whoever comes out alive gets to survive, you do what you have to. Also, someone told me to cause chaos.
Well, as much as I do appreciate chaos, I must ask you, how am I to gain followers with everyone dead?
Did you really want them as followers?
I don't know. I didn't know anyone in that town. I look to my followers to give me the best of the best.
I looked your sign.
In a town that has no living people.
Not at the moment.
Or probably ever again, really. Well, I need you to start spreading my name to living people.
You guys gotta be more specific with those instructions.
Yes. Well, I thought it would go without saying that once they pass beyond this mortal coil, I care not about them. They are out of my reach at that point.
I didn't realize your reach was so small.
Don't toy with me. Gifts I have given can be taken away.
Very well, and how would you like me to spread your name?
I need you to convert some of those who worship my brothers and sisters. Be creative, but be careful spreading my name. Convert a couple of people into our ranks, and I'll start providing you the information you seek. Now, these can't be just any average Joes off the street. I want only the best. You must be highly selective.
Very well.
Well, then I shall bid you good night, my dear. And he snaps his fingers and vanishes. And all ambient sounds in the room resume. And you drift to sleep. So, I'm assuming that all the girls are in one room, Davich and Richard are in another, and Bootsy and Raylan are in another. There comes a knock at your door.
Oh. Who is it?
Town steward! Open the door, please.
1 second, I'm naked.
All right, cover up.
Hold on. Close. And up.
Oh, good. I'll open the door.
You see, when you open the door, a male gnome dressed in regal garb is standing there, and he has a rolled down scroll. He looks up, kind of reads like this.
Oh.
Good morning! Are you the group who is responsible for the decimation of the Chochos?
Yes, that is us.
Yeah.
Ah. The Lady Elea Destina requests an audience with you and your companions. Please arrive within the hour.
Her name again, I'm sorry.
The Lady Elea Destina.
Lady Alea, and excuse me, sir, but could you give us the address of her place?
You will find her in the town hall at the center of town. It's not hard to find. It's just a few blocks over.
Thank you so much. And what type of dress should we be wearing? Should I be wearing fancy garments to meet this lady, or as the people call business casual?
Whatever you'd like.
All right, nightgown it is. Have a great day, sir.
All right. He spins on his heels and walks down the hallway. By the way, you two have noticed that Quinn is not in the room.
Where's Quinn?
I'm gonna look around.
Okay.
Do I see any of her stuff? Like,
You don't see any of her stuff, but you see a piece of paper on her bed.
I grab it.
Yeah.
Oh,
You grab it.
I grab the piece of paper.
Okay. Grab the paper and you open it up. It reads, "My darlings, I had to go back to the club and attend to some urgent business. Please continue on without me. I will meet up with you later. Q."
What does it say?
Apparently she had some urgent business that she had to take care of at the club and she left, but she said to keep going and doing our stuff.
But yeah.
I guess we should go wake up the boys and tell them about this whole Lady Estella thing.
Seems a little odd, but I guess we have no choice. Maybe they're gonna reward us for, or kill us. I mean, it can go one of two ways.
This is true. All right, I'll take Ray Ray and Bootsy. You got the asshole balls. And I'll walk away.
Like go to their door.
Okay.
And I just kick it.
You hear your door kicked.
Oh, she's going to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're going to.
And I'm going to Richard and Davish. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to there.
You go in there and you rouse them, and they get up and start getting ready.
Okay. Alright, cool.
Alright, and I'll walk into Ray and Bootsy and I'll knock.
Right. Good dog.
Are y'all naked in there?
Could be.
I've seen worse. I walk in. Wait, is the door unlocked?
Yes.
I open in there. Guys, y'all need to be ready in 30 minutes. We got a place to be at to meet some ladies, so make sure you wash yourselves and groom your beards.
All right. Come on, Ray. Let's go. Go.
Ray gets up excitedly.
And I'm gonna go get ready and I wanna make myself look really nice and fancy. I get my fancy dress out of my backpack. I'm gonna do my hair real nice and pretty. Instead of 2 space buns, I do one nice bun at the back of my head.
Okay.
I don't have fancy
I go find a place to take a big old dump.
There's an outhouse outside of the inn.
All right. I'll be right back, Ray. I'll scratch my ass as I'm walking.
That helped pick you up. Calm your hair back a little bit.
Oh, what do you...
We're trying to make a good impression. They might give us more money if we look prettier. Fix her up a little bit.
I'm like sit there awkwardly okay. Well, I guess we'll go down to the town hall to meet up with the lady.
Okay.
Oh, I do want to do one thing as I'm fixing her hair.
What?
So you said, actually, I was I walked in, the door's locked, and I'm going to drop my accent since we're the only ones in the room.
Yeah.
So you said something about, do you follow some sort of God?
Yeah. I told you all about that.
You interested in switching gods?
Hell no.
Okay.
Would it be easy, per se, to just, up and switch? He's not a very forgiving God if you just up and leave him.
I don't think any are.
No. He's been good to me.
So he's not an asshole.
How does
Good
he
to know. Okay, I finished fixing her hair.
Right, insight checker. That was really.
What are you insight checking?
I want to insight check her to see what she's trying. Is there any way for me? Because the question was kind of odd. Is there any way? I don't know what to call that. An insight on I don't know if that's insight, if that's.
I mean, you could just ask him.
Yeah, I'll just ask her. Why? Were you recruiting or? welcome to try on the rest of it. I mean, I don't know about David or Richard or. I mean, Ray and Boozy. I mean, they may follow anything you tell them to.
This is true. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. And now, are we done? Do I look like a decent?
Decent is a far-fetched word, but sure.
Yeah. Alright. Wait.
I'm gonna walk out of the room as soon as I exit. I go, Ray, Bootsy, y'all ready, honey?
You're all far, right?
It's funny because it actually came from the outhouse outside, and you heard it from out there.
Alright.
Stan's over there.
Maybe not.
Not anymore.
We're all adults.
We are 100%
100%
adults. No matter how old you are, farts are always funny.
Oh God.
There we go.
I feel so honored.
We're adults. I promise. But farts will always be funny.
Oh yeah. Alright.
Alrighty, so as you guys go downstairs, there is a nice little, like, continental type breakfast set up. There's some pastries and
Are we sitting down to eat really quick?
I'm just gonna take a couple pastries, put them in a pouch. I think we should just go as soon as possible.
I hope these are for us. Is there anybody else around us?
there's the bartender behind the bar. There are a couple people in the bar, but you notice they're all looking at you guys. It doesn't look like a threatening manner. They're just very interested in you guys.
Hi!
I want to walk up to the barkeep.
Hello. He's a grizzled old, like, 60-year-old guy, missing eye, long beard.
Is he someone from last night, right?
No,
Oh, different.
it's a different one.
Howdy, how are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing, darling?
Doing really great, especially since there is food. It is delicious, by the way.
Oh, you are quite welcome. We have it brought in every day, every morning.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Alright.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So we were summoned to meet this lady, Alela?
Lady Alea.
Alea, that's how it is. And as not knowing who this is, I would not want to do anything to offend her. So do you have any good information that I should know before meeting said Lady Alela?
Well, she's the leader of our town.
Really?
She's an elvish woman.
Oh.
Very tall, very regal. She's even to me, she's a little intimidating with her presence. Like
Okay, good to know.
but she's very good to the town for the most part.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, sir, and I hope you have a great day.
You as well, darling.
I'll walk away.
Are you guys all ready to go?
Let's go.
Make our way to the town.
Okay.
Alrighty. As you guys step out, you step out onto the street from the inn, and there are several dozen people waiting outside. And as you step out there, you hear murmurs of, "Oh, is that them? Oh, God, it must be them. It must be them, Bubba." And that general commotion starts up with the crowd. And you continue to walk forward. And a man comes up to Raylan, tugging at his arm. "Did you see my wife? Was she there? Where is she?" And several other men come up. One comes up to you, and you, and you. They're all asking the same questions. Where's my wife? Where's my kids? Trying to get a sense of where these people are.
Shit them off.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like, I'm sorry, I don't.
Oh, we're sorry, we don't know what you're talking about, sirs.
And they're kind of like almost catatonic. They just have one thing on their mind, and they're just like, they don't really respond to you unless you are talking about what they want. So if you guys are just kind of going through,
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking.
And head to the middle of town.
they don't follow you. They're just kind of,
What kind of folks are these?
they're general townsfolk. A few humans, a few elves, a few halflings, and a smattering of other races.
So Bootsy would be
Yeah, Bootsy is like well above everybody.
I'm just gonna cut through the crowd.
Okay.
Just gently, not knocking them out, just gently.
Yeah, and as you guys walk off, there's a sound of what sounds like disappointment through the crowd. But you guys continue on. You round the corner, and you see what you believe to be the town hall. It's a very long building set at the edge of the river that flows through the center of town. And there's a front door, a very well manicured lawn and bushes. Yeah.
I knocked on the door.
This has to be it.
Yeah, enter.
Open the door.
Okay, so see, you open the door, and you come into the front small waiting room, and there's a desk with a woman behind it. She's a petite human woman, long brown hair. Hello, how may I help you?
We were here to see the lady. We called. We're the ones who killed the Chochos in the village.
Oh yes, the Lady Alea has been expecting you. Please use the door on the left-hand side.
Alright. Go to the door.
And as we're walking around, I'll be like, she cannot offer us any hot beverages or any reading material.
I know.
Receptionists these days.
They're hard to find.
So, you enter the main chamber. The room is about 100 feet long and 30 feet wide. Beautiful ornate wooden carvings adorn the walls, and the benches also look very meticulously carved and beautiful, and they line each side of the hall, making rows. You all start walking through the middle, the center aisle, and at the very end of the room, on kind of a stage area, it's a raised area, you see a very tall elven woman. Let's see. She has long blonde hair down to the small of her back. Her hair is braided in such a way that it kind of forms a small crown around the top of her head.
Hello, are you Lady Alela?
Why, yes, I am. Thank you. Are you all the ones who are responsible for the destruction of the Chochos?
That's correct.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank the gods you have ridden us of them. For years they have terrorized this town. Many years ago, a few of them came to this town demanding tribute, and in some form of goods, agricultural goods. Back then, I was a new leader. I was arrogant and foolish, and immediately banished them from the city. I would not be controlled by anyone coming in demanding things. Over the next few weeks, our crops and livestock mysteriously died. Soon the citizens befell the same fate. Half the town perished. The same group of Chochos returned, claiming responsibility for poisoning our water supply. And they threatened to do much worse. So, without thinking, I agreed to their demands. However, their demands, they got more severe. This time they demanded living tributes. From that day, every 3 months, they demanded 3 tributes: a man, a woman, and a child. We've sent countless scouts to try to find their camp, but none ever returned. Do you happen to have word of the fate of our citizens that were within their camp?
Yeah, about that. So, I don't know an easy way to tell you this, but they're cannibals. So they were using them, eating them, and using them for a ritual to call their god Cthulhu. We happened to stumble upon one of the rituals, and that's when we ambushed them. And the god came up and said, you either kill them or get killed, so we killed them. The god, I don't know what happened to him.
But our people, they couldn't have just eaten them all. She starts describing a few of the individuals. And you recognize a few of the descriptions of the women that you came into contact with in the village.
Are you kidding me, Matt Stevens?
Hey.
All
this was already prepared before you guys slaughtered the village.
Oh, okay.
I believe the people you were talking about, we were under the impression that everyone in the village were only chochos, as they look very similar to humans.
Well, I do understand that. It is unfortunate, but I cannot fault you. You didn't know. And the chochos, they are indistinguishable from humans. So, while tragic, I'm sure that they were brainwashed or something while they were there. So, while it is regrettable, but it's probably better that they are now no longer suffering.
Yeah, it was,
They were suffering.
yeah.
And I slapped them.
So with your townspeople, when we were walking up, they were asking us all questions about what happened. We didn't want to say anything. It's not our place. You're the leader. But how are you going to address? They know we killed the village.
It is a delicate situation. I assure you I will handle it.
I would recommend maybe we have another destination that we are hoping to go to. We heard there was a port that has different ships that go out. If you could give us some time to get someplace to get means on a ship to get out, maybe before you release the information, if that would be possible.
Whereabouts were you heading, child?
Kospa? We are heading to Kospa.
Oh, Kosa.
I don't know where that came from.
Actually, you all are kind of in luck today. We have in our town right now an airship known as the Hydra. Its captain, her name is Captain Vivian Henrietta Copper. And I will send word that she is to give you passage without charge.
Oh, that would be...
As a thank you for ridding us of the chochos. She calls over someone who you assume to be a servant. She whispers in his ear, and he runs out of the room.
Again, I'd like to express our apologies about your villagers. We were under the impression they were chochos and would grow also to be cannibals, and we did not want to leave any that could do more damage.
I understand, child. I do not blame you for that. For how could you have known? So the airship is located down by the docks. Whenever you're ready, go and see Captain Copper, and she will give you passage.
Thank you. We should be leaving by end of day.
All right. Thank you once again for ridding us of the scourge.
Alright, I'll turn it off.
Okay.
Same.
Oh, look at her shield.
Did we leave? I'm trying to think. Would we have bags back at the hotel?
How much did you take with you?
I think I would, because the way my bag is, I can carry so much in it. I say I have everything. I always keep everything on me.
Yeah,
So it just depends on everyone.
I was taking everything.
So I figured everyone kind of just
Grab their stuff.
grabbed all of their stuff.
So like we could technically, y'all want to go ahead and head to the airship then? I think it's probably better to get out sooner rather than later.
I agree with that. Once she tells everybody what happened, we might not be as welcome as we think we are anymore.
Well, she was understanding husbands and wives may not.
So I think we just hightail it, go now.
Come on, baby.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and head to We would see the dock. Have we seen the docks?
Yeah, they're not too hard to find. This is a very small town.
Okay. So
Um,
we'll go.
Okay.
Oh, no, you said.
So, you arrive at the docks, and you see multiple sailing ships in the harbor. There's a steam paddle wheel ship off to the left. And off to the very far right, you see a little landing pad with an airship on it. It's an unprepossessing looking ship. A large balloon above is made to hold aloft a medium-sized wooden ship. It looks like a typical sailing ship, but instead of the mast and sails, it's replaced by the large balloon. Steam engines on the back operate a large propeller off the back. On the side of it, written in crude letters, you see a Hydra spelled out.
Alright, I'm gonna walk up to. Is there anybody around the ship right now, or?
There is a moderately tall human woman kind of standing out front. It looks like she has like a checklist, and she's yelling orders to people on the ship.
I'll go up to her. Hey, are you the captain?
Oh yes, Captain Vivian Henrietta Copper, at your service.
We were told to come here seeking free passage from the lady.
Alilla.
Oh, you all are new adventurers, I guess is the best term for it.
That's a way to put it. So yeah, we're headed to Kosovo.
Kosovo, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Haven't been there in quite a spell, but it should be pretty fun. Alrighty, when you're ready, we'll shove off. But if you have any business to deal with beforehand, go deal with it and then come see me. We'll be ready to leave in about a half hour.
I did my business in the outhouse. I'm ready.
She chuckles.
Do you know any special
I know exactly where you're going.
animal dealers or those familiar with rare type animals?
I did know it was
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna wait to do our thing when you're here, just so you know.
Well, there aren't any real like specialty pet stores, but there's just like a general pet store in town. They carry your average lot of dogs and cats and rats and all that kind of stuff. But no real like specialty animal shops.
You know, Kosovo's big. Maybe they don't have.
That's true. I think I might visit the pet store. Is there a library here as well?
It's really restricted to really just the higher ups in the town.
Okay. Oh, darn it, I should have done that. Okay. Like who could get in there?
Oh, well, the Lady Leia, of course, and the ruling class,
Like could
that'd
you
be
get
my...
in?
Probably not. I don't actually live here. This is just one of our waypoints.
I gotcha.
We take travelers and deliveries all over Iastebiria.
Alright, I might go to that pet shop we were talking about. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll go with her.
Alright.
You gonna accompany...
I think Ray and I are just going to wrestle for a bit.
Okay. You see Ray and Bootsy. There's a cleared off area, like kind of nearby the ship, and they just start going at it and like doing wrestling moves on each other. It's hysterical, and they're starting to form like a crowd around.
I love that it's a thing now.
Seeing Ray Bootsy, Ray Bootsy.
Let's go play some bets like yeah, the 3 coppers already. I love it.
It's so great. Alright, I'm headed.
The pet shop.
Okay. So, you follow her directions and you find it's an older looking wooden building. It has a sign on it that says the Puppy Palace.
Oh yeah. Alright, so I want to open it. Ding.
Okay, so you go in and there's a smattering of there's some puppies in the window and some kitties and there's some rodent cages along the side and some reptile cages over here. The middle of the room is filled with shelves of pet food and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And behind the counter you see a tall elven man He has red hair and narrow brown eyes. And he's wearing pretty expensive clothing. Hello, how may I help you?
Oh, we're just looking at your pets. We're waiting to get on the airship, so we have some time to kill.
Oh, wonderful. What type of pets are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking one for some extensions of a pet I already have, and I make like a little squeaky noise. I'll say I figured out that Nibbles will respond to the squeaky noise, and he crawls out of like a little flap of my thing and comes up and he comes on my shoulder.
Oh, well, isn't he adorable?
Yes, this is Nibbles. I was wondering if you happen to have any type of fanny pouch that like I could attach to my persons, so that we could have a little place to like sit in and maybe have like a little latch so you can come out.
Well, let's see what we have. And he goes over to one of the shelves on the other side of the room. And he goes through some stuff and says, oh, this might work. He pulls out a small pouch. It doesn't like close all the way at the top like a normal pouch, but it looks like it has a belt loop on it, so you could wrap it through a belt. I just got this in the other day. This might work.
That would be perfect, actually. And also, I actually don't have it here, but I was wondering if you have any information on a certain type of pet called Terracin.
Terracin.
They take a cat with wings.
I've heard of them. I've never seen one in person. You'd probably be better off going to one of the biggest cities. They may have something like that there.
I gotcha. And I'm guessing your local library would have any information on it?
Probably not. It's not really that well known of an animal, really.
Okay, do you know anything about it? Like where it would live? Where would I find one?
Let's see how much he knows. He knows.
Please roll really high on
He rolled a 4.
that. Please roll. Okay.
Not really sure myself. I haven't done much research on them since they're so rare. I mean, if you give me an address, I can look some stuff up and send you a message.
Yes, actually. We're going to Costa, so if you can send it to the main mailing hub of Costa, and I'll write down the name Anastasia, pumpkin spice turkey latte. No one else will have that name. Thank you.
My, that is an interesting name.
Yeah.
All right. He tucks it into his pocket.
Anastasia. Vanilla
Yeah,
turkey latte.
exactly. That's a whole different person.
Hold it.
know.
So, we got this whole Nibbles thing, and what kind of reptiles do you have? Like, what kind of...
Oh, well, if you come over here with me, he kind of puts his hand on your back and leads you over to the reptile wall. Let's see, we have a few snakes, we have a couple of frogs, we have a chameleon, and let's see, what else do we have? Oh, we have some geckos.
Oh, okay. Do you have any bearded dragons?
No. Closest thing to that I have is a gecko.
A starter pet. I mean, puppies are super cute, but also...
I'm thinking a bearded dragon would be good for you.
would. But you said a chameleon and a few geckos?
Chameleon, a few geckos, I have a few snakes and some frogs.
Oh, got it, two snakes. Can I hold one so I could see if I like it? Like the chameleon?
Sure. He goes over to the cage and he opens it up and he puts out his finger and it slowly grasps onto his finger and he brings it out and he just let him walk into your hand. And it kind of slowly steps out onto your hand and
Stay calm.
kind of wraps its feet around one of your fingers and looks up at you and...
Is it male or female?
That's a female.
How do you activate its chameleonness?
Well, when it gets scared, it usually changes color when it gets frightened or stressed
that
out.
might be... I will never find this dude on our adventures. Like he'd always do.
My, what sort of trouble do you all get in?
I'm an investigator for a detective agency.
Ah.
We, What about I want to hand them back. What about a gecko? Do they change colors when they're frightened, or does he kind of like?
It'd be a good pet mascot. Have a lot of. I think it'd be a good insurance policy for us to have one.
A gecko?
Yeah.
He puts that back and grabs one of the geckos out and kind of strokes it on the head, and it kind of calms down, and let him just come to you.
Oh.
And he scurries across and
Oh, okay.
looks up at you like,
Wait, is this male, female?
that's a male.
I don't know if it fits your personality.
He's kind of cute. You know?
Again, I don't know. If
He starts
fits your
crawling around on your
personality.
hand and
Oh,
he kind of starts sniffing at you.
Aw, look at the little guy.
I mean, he is really cute.
He is cute. I'm trying to.
I don't know if you would damage him. He looks a little delicate.
Do you have anything I could like, if I were to purchase this fine specimen, anything I could like keep him in? You know, like if I had like a little.
I have a hod pouch like the one that she had, that she's going to buy. I assume you're going to buy that.
Oh, of course, yes.
All right. So I could like put it on and like put him in there.
Yeah, it'll just go on your belt and you can kind of keep him in there.
All right. What do they eat? What do I need to give them?
They eat a variety of insects, fruits, vegetables.
Do you have a little cage?
Oh, I do. And he
You do?
goes and he pulls down a little wire cage. It's about yay big.
I could attach that to a backpack or something.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'll do it. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it would be a start of a good friendship.
Yeah, no, like I definitely want to upgrade. I definitely want a puppy, but
Well, you could always, that's a good starter pet, and then always could have a little buddy.
I like it. I'll take him. I'll take the cage and the little pouch.
Okay.
And do you have the little like starter food that I can?
Since you're buying all that, yes, I'll give you some. He
Awesome.
puts some pellets in front of you.
I have a question for
Yes.
you, sir. Do you like to travel?
I do when I have the opportunity.
And do you feel like sometimes you're in a society where people expect certain things of you and kind of put you in a little box?
I work at a pet store, sweetheart.
So I'm sure you get that all the time. People have a lot of expectations of you.
Yes.
Are you religious, though?
I am devoted to Paylor.
And how is he treating you?
Pretty good. The shop's doing good.
I'm gonna side eye her.
We're pretty happy.
Oh, that's good, good. See, I'm interested in people's religions. I'm just trying to get a poll. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay. Yeah, you'll find a lot of people in this town worship Paylor.
Okay.
We revere all the gods, but Paylor is kind of the primary in this particular village.
I gotcha. Okay, I'll keep it in my religious notes. Thank you. How much for the pouch?
Oh, the pouch will be 2 gold, please.
2 gold?
All right, and I want to put him in the little cage.
Let's see. For you, that will be the cage, the pouch, and the gecko. That'll be about 10 gold.
All right, cool. Gold.
And you now have a gecko.
I got a gecko.
Actually, go ahead and roll an animal handling check for me.
We failed our saving throw to keep. All right, I'll try that again later. No. Refresh.
Oh, D&D Beyond.
It failed their saving throw.
I'm
Okay.
so excited.
Animal handling. That's a 20 unnatural.
Nice. Okay, so
19 plus 1.
so he's crawls in your hand and he sniffs around and he kind of walks up your shoulder
Oh,
and he gives you kind of a little lick on the neck.
I think does that mean he likes me?
That's a good thing. Nibbles does it all the time. He nibbles on my ear a little bit.
I gotta.
So, what are you gonna name him?
I don't know. What's a?
Jeffrey Gacko.
Why don't we go back to maybe the boys have an idea. I mean, he is a male,
Oh, that's true.
so maybe we can ask Boosie. Boosie thinks.
Okay, it'll be an interesting name.
Yeah. Hey, little no name. Gecko who has no name. We're gonna put him in the cage.
Okay, he climbs onto your hand and he climbs down into the cage and looks up at you.
Just for a little bit, okay? And I'll put the pouch on me. Does it have like a little, I'll just carry it like this.
There is a little handle on top of the cage.
Alright, carry the handle.
I think this might be a good friendship.
I don't know, I kind of like them. And now I have to go on Amazon and get a little stuffed gecko.
Can I just say, I feel like this is gonna be, you know how in Avatar: The Last Airbender, Zuko kind of went on an adventure with each of, like with Aang and with like all of them. I feel like that's gonna be me, except for I'm gonna take each of them to a pet shop and they're gonna find an animal.
I was like, I don't need an animal. And then you said puppies. And I'm like, I can't have a puppy. But a gecko.
I
Alright.
think it'd be a little cute. Just, you know, staring down someone, they're just looking at
So we're gonna
He's
go
your little
back.
Pascal.
Yes! Okay, we go back to the ship. And what do we see upon the ship? Is the wrestling still going on?
Yeah, they've drawn a really big crowd at this point, and you hear Ray Ray Bootsy, Ray Ray Bootsy, and you see Bootsy pick up Ray Ray and like backward somersault him, like pile drive him down into the dirt, and Ray Ray looks a little stunned, and he quickly gets up, and they get into another grapple.
Okay, because I can.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
That's always one of the best and worst things. Because
I want
can.
to try to thorn whip.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit. You kind of make your way through the crowd, and you take out
Holding my gecko.
holding your gecko, and you
22.
this arcane whip appears and snaps out towards Bootsy. Go ahead and roll damage.
7 points.
And you get smacked on the ass by this arcane whip made of thorns.
Hang on. I did take a short rest or a long rest.
Oh yeah. If you haven't already, you did get a long rest.
And then now you're down 7 hit points.
Dang, your hip one's rock.
Does that?
What wrong with that?
Are you ready? Are you two done? I'll do it again if you want me to.
I got Ray Ray in the headlock. Ray Ray.
Break it up before I get in there.
Does Ray Ray respond?
What'd you say to Ray Ray?
Ray Ray. You want to go tackle her?
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Run at you.
I'm gonna mystery step.
So these two go charging, and right before you get to her, she turns into mist and zaps away, and you just pummel into the crowd. That's now you've knocked a few people on their asses. They're like, "Oh God, damn it!"
I just want to yell, I'm like, Ray, Bootsy, stop this right now!
What she started in?
And I just give him like the mom death glare.
Oh.
The entire crowd is like, "Aww." You see money exchanging hands, and
Alright guys, the fight is over, go, we got an airship to land, thank you for your support.
That was so worth it.
Go visit the puppy palace.
Come on, Ray Ray. That was fun though.
Guys, y'all can fight when we're, you can arm wrestle when we're on the airship. Maybe you can go to each of the,
Wrestle?
yeah,
You want to wrestle?
later.
alrighty.
All right.
Maybe you should do a game with all of the people on the ship and see how many people you can beat. That should keep them occupied. Alright, let's go on the ship.
Well, that was certainly spirited. Captain comes up to all of you.
That was the word for it.
That was certainly spirited.
Hey, cut.
What's your name?
Bootsy.
Bootsy. Like that name.
Me too.
All right. Are you all ready, or do?
Oh, I'm good.
Do you have pets aboard?
Oh yes, we have a couple of cats on board that keep the rats at bay, and
Perfect. Alright, let's go.
okay.
We get on the ship. Hey, Bootsy, look what I got. I got a pet.
Oh,
And it's a gecko. Hey, careful. Easy, gentle.
The gecko just kind of looks at you, then looks at him, then looks right up it back at you.
I'm
We
sorry.
don't want to scare it.
I tried. He doesn't have a name. Do you want to help me name him? I couldn't really. He's a male, so I thought maybe that might be.
Call him Gigi.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and think of a name now. Like, I'll keep that one in consideration. Like, that
I
was
kind of like Gigi.
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 It's Gigi.
Gigi.
But
It can be short for Joffrey.
I'm so sorry about this. I'm just gonna
I like the name.
go back on
If
the
you
ship.
want to
Take my seat.
Yeah.
I'm highly disappointed.
You have to be keep your hands out. You have to be very careful. Okay, now cup them like this, like you cup them water. Alright, be very gentle. Don't move. And it's going to scurry onto your hand. I'll just go look for you. Now, move one hand very slowly and you can pet him, but gently.
Which hand?
The left hand.
This is life right now. Trying to watch.
This one.
Oh,
Very gently. So you're going to hold this one. Now gently move it. Now point one finger. Now you're going to slowly touch his head like touching glass and slowly move it down. He likes that. What is
Go
it?
ahead and roll an animal handling check.
Please do well. Oh, let's go.
16 plus 1, 17.
Okay, so Nibbles is like, he's a little timid at first, but he feels that you're being gentle with him. He's like, oh.
You did a very good job. Alright, I'm going to take him back to the commercial. And I put him in my new little pouch.
He kind of snuggles in there. You put like a little
Oh, yeah. I put
a little
little
cloth
thing
in there, and he like snuggles up into it.
That was cool.
Okay. So you all come on board, and you're greeted by a tall male dragonborn.
Oh.
Good day. My name is Olaris. I am the first mate. Welcome to the Hydra.
Right.
If you are you all ready to see your rooms?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Does he have any hair?
No.
Only scales?
Yeah, he's a full dragonborn, so like he's very scaly and dragon-like.
How hard is it to take the scale off?
I'm just good.
Very hard. I mean, you can certainly try. Okay, so he calls over Asa. He calls over a human male who's he has tangled black hair and light green eyes. He's wearing pretty plain clothing. And also describing Olaris, he has bronze scales and amber eyes, and he wears glasses with gold rims. Okay. Asa, would you please show our guests to their quarters? Aye, aye. And Arthur's kind of avoiding eye contact with you. He seems like really, really shy. So he's like, please follow me. And he leads you down into the bowels of the ship. And you come to this hallway, and there are doors on either side. So, okay, each room sleeps up to 4. So you're on this room and that room, and he points to the next 2 doors on the right. And I'll lead you to it. And he turns tail and kind of quickly walks back upstairs.
Okay, so each room can sleep 4.
Yes.
So we can do us 2 in 1, all the 4 guys in 1?
Yeah.
Are we missing somebody?
Oh, yes. We had another friend who was with us, but she had to go take care of some business.
That's the singing lady.
Yeah.
She runs a place where a bunch of people sing, and there was an issue, so she had to go take care of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was the captain of the place.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah,
Alrighty, so you guys are now in your rooms.
What do we see?
You walk into the room, there's really not much in this room except for 4 hammocks that are arranged in a bunk bed style. So there's 2 on the bottom. Not really, but you could fit on the floor.
Wait, does Ray fit?
Ray barely fits. Just barely. Like most of his, like about a quarter of his body is like would hang off the side. But with Bootsy's tall, like 7-foot form, he has no chance.
I don't have to ask, I fit.
You fit very well.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
Have we shipped off?
you hear whistles from outside, and you hear the steam engine starting up, and it seems like you're about to take off.
gonna for the cage. I gotta give this little fucker a name.
Are the windows?
There is a window in each of your rooms. It's like a little porthole. Okay, so you see people are throwing ropes down, unhitching ropes from the airship, and you start ascending upwards.
It feels weird when all gooey.
I wish I could say this is him acting, but this is just.
This is just Josh.
Which is why we love him.
Exactly.
His wife, on the other hand.
I'm obligated by the state of Florida to say that I do love him. I'm gonna pet my nephew. I was just gonna look at Pumpkin. Obviously, you're really good with names. Pumpkin, spice, turkey, latte. Yeah, this dude.
Okay. Well,
You
if
hear
don't
shouting
like-
from next door.
Well, if you don't like Gigi,
I want something like masculine yet cute.
well, I'll have to just throw out some names. You find one that sticks. Let's see. There's Michael. There's Frankie. There's Sam.
Frankie.
Frankie might be a good name.
I like it. His name's Frankie.
Frankie the Gecko.
Frankie.
When you say Frankie, he kind of looks up and is like,
Oh, you like that?
I think he likes it.
Alright. Well, when we land, I'm gonna get some little, grass and stuff to put in your cage.
If you want me to visit the ship's kitchens, maybe see if we can get some leftover lettuce and stuff.
Yeah. Alright, I'll put the cage down. Alright, cool.
Wanna go?
Yeah.
Alright. Let's go.
Should I take him with me?
That might be safest. Just for now, so he gets familiar with you for a while.
Alright. Should I leave him in the cage? I'm not new to this pet. Should I put him in a pouch?
I would think it's a good transference. Put him in the pouch and let him get comfortable with that for a little bit. I would definitely, before bedtime each night, maybe hold him for a little bit until he gets familiar with you.
Okay.
Until he can comfortably sit on your shoulder and walk.
Alright, so I'll put him in the pouch.
okay.
Alright. We go into the kitchens.
Alright.
We follow our sense of smell.
Go ahead and roll a investigation check.
23!
Okay.
I never rolled as good with dials.
20 unnatural.
So you all step out of the room and you smell immediately the smell of cooking bacon. And you follow your noses down the hallways, and you finally get to 2 large swinging doors that lead into the galley. Aye!
Can we come in real quick, sir?
Yeah, come on in!
Walk in. What do we see?
So it's a very unprepossessing galley, very much like the ship. It's very rough looking. There's pots and pans hung from the ceiling. There's an island in the middle, and what looks like a few stoves on the side. And you see a human man standing there. He has white hair and light amber eyes. He has some leather armor on, as well as apron.
Hi, sir. Are you the chef?
Why, yes, I am. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my galley.
It is a beautiful galley, and must I say, a beautiful smell coming from here.
Oh, why, thank you, good darling.
I was wondering if we could ask a small favor of you.
Why, certainly.
Would you happen to have any leftover greens, like vegetables or fruits? Just on hand to have a few animals.
Oh, let me check real quick. And he goes back into a pantry area, and you hear some clanking about, son of a bitch. Oh, here we go. And he brings out, he's got some tomatoes.
Oh, perfect. Can we take one of those?
Why, certainly.
Oh, thank you. Do you mind if I chop it up?
Oh, yeah, there's some knives over there.
Okay, I'll chop it up. Can I do a performance check to see how well I chop it up?
Go ahead and roll a performance check. Or sleight of hand check.
Oh,
Because you're
let me
using
re-roll
your...
it, since it was a slide.
What color is my gecko?
He's...
Not a good one. A 7?
It's pretty rough chunks, but you managed to get some chunks small enough to feed your animals.
Probably should have asked that when I bought it, but I didn't. I just thought about it.
Hmm?
What color my gecko is?
Here, I'll show you.
It'd be really cool if it's not albino. Frankie. I like it. It's cute.
He's a little leopard gecko.
A leopard gecko. Okay. All right, that's really important. All right. How's that tomato?
Here's a few of them.
It's kind of mashed up a little bit. It looks like it's enough that he can eat it, but it's not very pretty.
Okay. All right.
I decided to mash it up to where it looks like it would in the wild.
Ah, I see what you did there. It's very forward thinking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I want to feed a few to Nibbles.
Okay.
Who is probably used to my bad chopping skills at this point.
I'll take a few and feed him to Frankie.
And Frankie's like,
I like tomatoes! Hey, Frankie! Ah!
Oh, that's so cute.
do they like it?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you so much. Oh, what's for dinner tonight? If you don't mind me asking.
Let's see. We seem to have a lot of bacon, so it's going to be something bacon involved. I'm not exactly quite sure yet, but you can't go wrong with some bacon.
Oh, that's for sure. Loaded baked potato with bacon on it. Ooh, or you could get steak wrapped in bacon.
Oh, yes.
Or
yes.
BLTs are a good classic.
BLTs are kind of
Tomatoes.
a go-to.
If you want, I can help you slice them.
I mean, you can have that tomato.
Well, I mean, do you need tomatoes sliced?
I don't know yet, because I don't know what I'm going to cook.
Oh, I'm excited. It'll be a surprise. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Chef.
You are quite welcome. By the way, my name is Ames.
Ames. Thank you, Mr. Ames. That's a nice, simple name. That's easy to remember.
What are you trying to say?
I don't know.
I make overly complex names for characters I don't think of.
I'm just poking fun. Alright, so feed some more tomato snibbles and then walk outside. Bye, Mr. Ames.
I'll follow her back to the room.
Have a good flight.
You too. That was weird. Saying, keep on the fly the whole time. Okay. Is there a main gathering area?
I mean, there's the deck of the ship, but...
Alright. Do you want to walk to the deck? Alright, I want to try and find that first mate. Should we get the boys, probably?
I mean, do you wanna?
What's Bootsy doing right now?
He's looking out the window.
The winder?
The winder!
I just want to make sure I heard that right.
Listen, once you go southern, you never go back.
What do you want to do, baby? You want to go do something?
Well, we could go up to the deck.
Okay, let's go. Kill a little time.
All right.
Come on, baby. So we'll start making our way up to the deck. Do we know where we're going?
You follow the path that they took you.
Okay.
And yeah, you can find the deck easy enough.
All right. Sounds good. So we'll walk.
Okay. So you find yourselves on the deck, and you see that they've just gotten up to the deck as well.
Oh, hey.
Hi, we had to get some tomatoes for the pets.
We gave him a name.
Oh, Giggy.
Nah.
Aw.
That's your because we didn't want to take that as his name.
His name? For my jacket is Frankie.
Bow, bow, bow.
He kind of sits up out of the pouch when he hears his name.
Oh yeah, I mean, if he knows his name.
He likes tomatoes too.
You see like some tomato bits around his mouth.
Yeah.
Please draw fan art for Frankie.
I really want fan art of Frankie.
With eating a tomato.
Taylor, I may be coming to you. If you're listening. Because I didn't think I would need it. Now I have to have it.
So where are we going again?
I'm gonna save that.
We thought we'd just take a walk around the deck. Oh, is it good?
Listen.
No. I mean, where's the ship going to go?
We're going to Costa to help track down Ray Ray's missing sister.
No, the whole sister thing got missing.
He was.
Oh, shit.
Didn't know you had a sister, right?
Oh, so this might be a good time to talk about ourselves since you know nothing about us and you've just been kind of following us. Now that I think about it.
You've been traveling with this strange, pleasant Goliath for the past day or
I just
so.
thought, like, wait, he knows nothing about us.
Literally nothing.
Like he's formed a great tag team with Ray Ray at this point.
I just realized, like, we never did introductions or anything. So my name is Anastasia, but everyone calls me Pumpkin.
Nice to meet you.
Nova. Oh, okay.
And this is Davich. Hello. That's as much of a Davich impression as y'all get tonight.
Yeah, I think Davich and Richard kind of
Richard.
stayed down in the...
Perfect.
Because Davich is still, like, messed up from the village.
Yeah, and Richard, it's his turn to babysit.
Yeah.
That they actually all did talk about last time, so that works. So we are a group of, we live in the city of Me, and we are investigators. We work for an investigation company, investigating crimes, kidnappings, etc. I just started working there. I'm the receptionist, but I'm working to be a detective. Yeah, so I'm a little bit new to this group too. So at the moment, Ray came to us saying that his sister was missing, so we figured out kind of where she probably went to, and we're gonna go to Coastal and search for leads, try to find her. And that's why we're on the airship.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, any questions?
No.
Okay.
Except, can I continue to come along?
Sure.
I like smashing things.
When we could use somebody heavy muscle.
This
Yes,
is
you
cool.
could.
You know what you should do? You should practice, I saw, you know that first mate guy, he looked really strong? You should try doing some arm wrestling with him. He might be good practice.
Are you up to something?
Yes.
No,
I
wrong.
like it.
Right, Boozy. Who are you?
Novi. That's your new nickname.
What is it?
Novi. I think it's cute.
It sounds too close to Navi.
Hey, listen!
Alright, where are you from? How did you get locked in that cage?
I'm just a wanderer. I was born in the forest. Don't know my parents. Any forest? I don't even know what forest. I didn't go to school. I didn't do nothing. All I learned was to fight it and smash things.
So you were born in a forest.
Who raised you?
Yeah.
Myself and some wolves. Then I smashed them.
On accident?
Yeah.
You don't know your own strength, do you, bud?
I don't. That's why I go sometimes by bad luck and bootsy.
Oh,
Cut
maybe
her
we can
Frankie.
work on that. Alright,
Maybe.
maybe.
I'll try not to get too close to you guys, but I'll help out as much as I can.
That sounds good. So how did you get to be in that cage as she was saying?
I went,
It's okay, it's a very traumatic experience. We can talk about it later. After
let's
you read
talk
your
about
book
it
story.
later. I start busting out in tears later.
Oh,
I'm gonna go arm wrestle that guy, take out some anger. Come here. Boom, boom.
I'm coming with you. Do we see
This
the first
giant
scene?
Goliath just goes running on. Boom, 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 boom.
I toddle after him.
With a little halfling toddling after him.
I got this, Novi.
You got. I'm gonna sit there.
I notice it takes her off, but I'm doing it on purpose.
I watch it, I'm like, no respect, Frankie. Like, it's not, dude. I know, right?
He just wants more tomatoes.
Yeah.
This,
I don't have any.
There's still some tomato in there. Like he keeps going back and.
All right. Well, you stay on there, little buddy. We're gonna just sit out on the deck. I'm gonna listen to see if I hear any, mischief.
I don't know what you're talking about. Did you find him? Wait, did we find him?
Okay, so go ahead and roll an investigation check
And I'll be helping.
or perception check.
Perception.
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you.
Perception.
Oh.
Oh, I got a 17.
So you're going through the ship along the deck, and pretty quickly you find I can't even remember my own characters' names. You find Alaris. He's got a clipboard, and he's just like he's checking things, making sure everything's good to go, and basically all the in-flight checks.
This is the Dragonborn, correct?
Yes, this is the Dragonborn.
Alright. You, Dragonborn.
Yes, Goliath.
My friend here says you can't beat me in an arm wrestling contest.
Oh, is that true?
Well, yeah. I'm trying to talk.
Go ahead and roll a
Persuasion check?
intimidation check. You roll an intimidation check.
Let's see. 15.
Well, you talk a big game. He kind of looks around, looks at his checklist. Well, I suppose I could spare like 15 minutes or so. Over there's a table and some chairs.
Wait a minute. Before we do this, I think we should set a bet to make it even better about if he loses what he gets and if you win what you get,
Okay.
etc. I think, how about this? If he wins, we get a scale.
You realize this is my skin, right?
I really like dragon scales. They're pretty and shiny.
Well, if I have shed any, I will give you one.
Yeah.
But I will not pull one off my body.
Oh no, I was thinking like shit, like it's almost like a fingernail, right? Or like hair.
It's more painful than that.
Well, if you shed one, we get a scale,
Yes.
and if we lose, then you get some of his beard.
How much gold do you have?
I think I got a gold coin. How much gold do you have?
Say, okay, if you win, you get a scale. If I win, I get 10 gold.
That seems fair.
Okay.
Aye. So you sit down at the table,
I'm so excited.
and you each go, and you get in the position, and Pumpkin puts her hand over you guys.
Oh, I do? Okay.
Yeah. And,
I'm Mark. Get set. Go!
okay, strength check.
Alright.
Ah! I wish there was somebody who could help. I wish it was hard.
This strength, right? Over here.
With
Yeah,
a
just
saving
straight strength, not a saving throw. So you just add your strength
Okay,
modifier.
so
throw? 18.
18.
Okay, so you're locked in it, and you move his arm just a little bit back. Another strength check.
Come on, Bootsy.
17, yeah.
And you just kind of stay in that position. He's gotten some leverage on it.
Alright.
Another strength check.
Same thing, 17.
You bring it down just a little bit more.
17 again.
It's a good steady number.
And he gives it all he's got, and he brings it back over this way.
To the center.
20, not natural.
Not natural. And you you're locked in there again.
19.
And you go a little bit that
Not that 20, not natural.
way. And you're locked in it. Like
Are you winning? It's like tied.
And at this point, along with your strength check, I also need a constitution check because you're like really straining here.
Okay, alright. So that's
13. No, sorry. Yeah, 13.
13. And con is
Okay, so you're still going strong, but he brings you right back to center.
Ah!
Alright.
So 18 and.
Brings you back
Oh,
down this way.
17.
He brings you down here.
Come on! Oh!
11.
He's right there. He's right there.
15.
Natural 20.
Oh!
And he boom smashes your hand back down on the deck. Oh! Oh, that was good fun, yeah.
Sorry, Turkey Patty.
It's okay, Bootsy. You did a really good job. You were holding your own.
Good game.
Good game. Yeah.
You were a worthy opponent.
Likewise.
I give him 10.
Thank you. Now, I have some more duties to perform. Enjoy your stay on our ship.
You too. Let me know if you have the extra scales you don't want.
He kind of it's like, all right.
I have more gold. I'll walk away. I want to walk back to Nova. We both look slightly defeated.
What happened?
Nothing.
I lost like this much.
Yeah.
I was doing so good, too.
You did a very good job.
Are you sad,
I
Bootsy?
don't see real sad.
Do you wanna
That's the bad luck.
pet Frankie? Will that make you feel better?
No.
Alright.
I'll say hi. Hi, Frankie. Gigi.
Alright, well, how long have we been on the ship?
Just about an hour now.
How long is the flight gonna be? Like, do we know?
You didn't ask.
Cool.
Is there somebody walking by, like any random ship people we can stop?
Yeah, there's a male tiefling that is just kind of walking along. Looks like he's headed to do some business.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
How long is this flight to Kosovo?
to Kosva. We should be there probably tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thank you.
By the way, he had crimson skin with dark blue hair and red eyes.
Oh. I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. And I walk away. I want to go to the captain's deck.
To the captain's
Where
deck.
the captain is.
Okay, roll an investigation check. Since you're not too familiar with
Sparkles.
sailing ships.
Investigation.
Yeah.
16.
16. All right. It takes you a little while, but you finally come across the bridge of the ship.
Okay. Is it like a door, like a little room?
Yeah, there's a door, and
Okay, I want to knock.
someone comes up, and the captain actually opens it up. Yes. What can I help you with?
I was wondering, is there any way I could look in here? I've never seen the inside of an airship place.
Well, certainly. Come on in.
Oh, perfect.
And she leads you in. It's a smaller room. There's a big wheel in the middle. It looks like there's gauges and stuff off the back, because this is towards the back of the ship. There are gauges on the steam engines, and they have doors that you can shovel coal into. And there's a table behind the wheel with maps and all that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Are we the only ones in the room?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go look. Do you mind if I look over at the maps?
Oh, sure.
So where's your favorite place that you've been to?
Oh, that is a very, very difficult question. I mean, there's no doubting the beauty of the capital city of Ivory Watch across the sea. Let's see, there is a little port in Yeshon, way on the other side of the world. That's actually, it's the city of Yeshon within the country of Yeshon.
Oh.
It's a small little village, but it's got character.
Oh, how is that so? Do the people there know you pretty well? Do you go there often?
make it there at least a few times a year, so that I have some friends in the area.
That's really cool. Isn't it amazing that, how all the gods created all of this?
It really is.
Yeah. It's funny, we were out back in the town. A lot of people there follow the god Palor.
Yes, that's correct.
What about you? Do you as well?
Well, I tend to follow, I completely blanked on her name. One moment, please. DM's brain is failing him.
Hey, listen, I'm surprised you remembered half what you remember. I'd be so confused. I don't even know my own backstory, really.
So after work tomorrow, I'm going to that candy
Addicted,
place,
aren't you?
and I'm getting 100 of these for $1.
They're gonna. Please tell them that I sent you.
Freaking deal.
I tend to follow the goddess of Andra.
Oh.
She's kind of the goddess of luck.
Oh,
And
that's a good god.
Being on a ship, we do tend to like the fortune in our favor.
This is true. Especially when the weather can be so unpredictable.
Oh yes, that is true. It's so much different than being down on the sea up here, and we can still get in those nasty windstorms, and if the balloon breaks, we plummet.
That's true. You definitely want luck on your side.
Yes.
So since we're going to be going to Coastfoot, do you know anything interesting about the ship that might be good? I mean, about the place that might be good to know going in as newbies?
Well, it's a bit of a mining town. Their mining operations have kind of slowed in the past few years. It's up in Dravania, which is a very mountainous region. Some of the mines have been pretty much tapped out, but there's still some resources up there. But Kosfa nowadays, actually, I believe they have a festival going on right now.
Oh, really?
I believe it's an attempt to drive in more tourists.
Is it just a regular festival or is there a theme?
I can't remember the theme. It's the first time they're doing this festival.
Oh.
But I've heard that it's pretty fun.
Oh. We'll definitely make sure to check it out while we're there.
Oh yes.
Well, it has been lovely hanging out with you. Thank you so much. This has been really interesting. Oh, one second, and I go to fix her hair. Your hair's a little out of place. I want to actually get my hand tangled in it.
She's actually got like a hat on, like the aviator's hat.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, sorry. She's like your classic Sky Captain, World of Tomorrow, like aviator
I
look
gotcha.
to her.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Good.
I mean, lean into the whole steampunk thing.
Oh, heck yeah. What time is dinner served?
It'll be about 5 or 6 o'clock.
Oh, okay, thank you. Is there a bell or something?
Yeah, we'll let everyone know.
Oh, okay, thank you. Is there anything that we should do on the ship while we're here?
Well, we have a lot of people. We don't do many charters like this. I think we have some cards around. You're always also welcome to watch the beautiful scenery go on around us. I tend to like to fly a little lower, just so you can get all the nice vistas.
Oh, nice.
But as we get into the more mountainous regions, we'll ascend a little bit more.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm gonna walk out and join back with them.
Okay.
There's Ben Frankie. Alright.
That candy's gonna be gone by the time.
Listen, I still have a bag full.
I'm trying not to eat all your candy.
I don't care.
Next week I'm bringing in 2 bags.
Alrighty, well, it's 8:30. Would you like a break?
Yeah, I gotta actually pee.
Okay, so we are going to go to break. We will be back very shortly. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, so come on back.
Bye, guys.
You guys are trying to find the perfect Frankie.
Welcome back, everybody. We are back.
I gotta order Frankie.
Yes, we now have a Frankie on the way.
Frankie will be here Thursday.
Gigi,
Yes, arriving
known to
Thursday.
some as Gigi.
Very excited. I might even try to find like a little pouch. That's
To keep him in.
My cosplay.
Yeah, when you start cosplaying Nova, you can have a little pouch. And...
My little pouch. Oh, I'm kind of young.
Listen, once you get a pet, you can never go back.
And I've never, in all the D&D campaigns, I've never had a pet. Like, it's just never been a thing.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that you never really think about because it's something that if you have a jerk of a DM, they may try to kill it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to actively try to kill your pets unless you put them in a dangerous situation.
Which makes sense. Like, if they're
Like
just kind of
sprinkles.
there, as, like,
Yeah.
just sit there to, like, do things, like, just as, like, oh, it's a cute thing. Whereas if you're using them to, like, oh, I want you to go spy. That's different.
Or like if you guys happen to go underwater at some point and you forget to leave Nibbles or Frankie up at home.
Thank you, I forget.
Yeah.
Frankie. It's the closest thing I could find.
Perfect.
Let me see.
Alrighty.
You guys will see him next week.
So,
But I'm going to put it in our group.
diving back in. You all have kind of made yourselves at home on the deck of the Hydra, challenged a Dragonborn to a arm wrestling match, and it's starting to get into the evening,
Bacon time.
and you hear someone comes out and just bangs a gigantic gong on it. Bong!
Oh,
I
God.
think that means it's bacon.
Dinner served!
Bacon. Let's go get some bacon and tomatoes. Alright, let's walk to... Do we see people moving into a ship?
Yeah, everyone's kind of like dropping what they're doing, and they're all going down into the ship towards where the galley is.
Alright, let's follow them.
Okay. So you go down into the ship, and you see Richard and Davich come and join you. For they also heard the... It was not hard to not hear the... BONG!
Bacon time!
And everyone's going up to the galley, and then coming out the doors, and then going to the right into a room that seems to be like a little dining room. This isn't a very heavily crewed ship. There's maybe about 8 or 9 crew members on board. With this being an airship, it's not as complicated as a traditional sailing ship, but they have to have like their mechanics and stuff like that ready to make repairs on the balloon or the engines as needed. So they all go in and they get their food. They're all coming out with like bowls, and you're smelling the bacon again.
It's a loaded bacon soup. I'm calling it.
So you go in and you see the chef mixing a big pot.
Oh!
It's like, little lady, you inspired me earlier. You said baked potatoes, and I'm like, I can make that into a hearty soup. So we are having baked potato soup
Yes!
with bacon.
Yes!
There is a whole mess of bacon in here.
You are heaven over a pot.
Why, thank you, darling.
And can I get a nice heaping bowl, please? Oh, this smells just like my mom used to make.
There you go.
It's not actually food, but I know lots of what I so badly.
He ladles into these pretty big bowls for what you might expect, but he gives you actually 2 bowls. He's like, oh, you look like a big boy. He gives you 2 bowls. He also gives Raylan 2 bowls.
I'm so excited. I know it's just a game, but still, I'm excited. It's loaded baked with so much bacon.
I think it's more bacon than potato in there, to be honest.
That is alright.
Which I don't think anyone would mind. I mean,
not
it's
us.
bacon.
Can we go get a loaded bacon too? How does it taste? Is it?
Well, you go into the dining room and you sit down, and there are a couple very long tables, so you're joining the crew, and it is real good soup. It is real good.
Oh.
It basically tastes like bacon soup with a bit of potato in it.
The best kind.
Yeah.
Is it cheesy.
Yes.
Like you take the spoon up and there's strings
It's
of
like
cheese.
strings.
Ah.
Well, what he had done, he had sprinkled cheese on top before he gave you the bowl.
He was a good
Oh,
guy.
he's a
Mm.
professional.
Oh. I just found a food daddy.
Aw, yeah. Who needs sugar daddy? Who
What
needs
do you got?
food daddy?
And then the captain comes in and with a bowl, and followed by the chef Ames, and he comes in with a nice big bowl, and he's also got a little ukulele strapped to his back.
Is he a bard?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, he needs to get off the ship and come with us. Can we please own NBC Joy?
So everyone's just kind of sitting over their bowls and shoveling it. It's like, oh, this good, Ames, yeah.
Ames, this is delicious.
Why, thank you.
I could cry.
Would y'all like a little music?
Yes,
Oh.
please.
And he just starts strumming on his ukulele, just lazily. Then he'll like stop and take some bites of soup, and then he lazily starts playing his ukulele again.
Do
Nice
a
little
rap
island
song.
theme. You don't really recognize the song, but it's soothing. It's
Wait a minute. He doesn't play it for a minute, does he?
well, it's soothing you very much,
Okay.
but it's not a bad thing.
I'm
You have PTSD now.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very soothing. Basically, he's playing a song of rest for everybody. So you feel like really good as you're warming up with this amazing bacon and potato soup.
This is great. Do we have to go to Coastwood?
I don't know. I don't.
You've never eaten so good.
No, I just.
I'm really sorry, Captain Copper, but we may have to apprehend your ship.
Now you see why I keep him around, darling.
Oh yes, I see very clearly. Is there any way we can rent him while we're in Coastwood?
Well, and Ames just kind of blushes, like, I do what I can, ma'am.
And he's so modest.
Listen, I could give you my grandmama's pumpkin bread recipe.
They don't call her
Oh.
pumpkin spice turkey latte.
Pumpkin bread. I haven't had that in an age.
Oh, me either. I think that might be turned cannibalism.
Cannibalism. There's no people in this soup.
No, my nickname's Pumpkin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That I did not know.
Well, my nickname's Pumpkin.
Oh, right. Pumpkin, yes.
Yeah, the long name is Anastasia Pumpkin Spice Turkey Latte.
Our boss.
That's a mouthful.
It is.
Want to take a little bit of potato? I put it.
It's like...
Oh yeah.
I'll try and give a little bit to nibbles. Oh yeah, I think they like it.
And he's like squeaking with happiness, and Frankie's just like...
He's so cute.
Alright, buddy. Alright. You're good now. I'm just gonna keep.
If a gecko could wag its tail, it would be.
It's probably doing a little head like my version of a happy dance whenever I'm like in a desk. I'm like like a little bubble head. All right, well I guess I finished my soup. I am so full. I think it's time for bed. Oh,
I think it might be time to turn in.
yeah.
Sleep sounds good.
What else can you do after a meal like that? Like that was just.
Pray.
Well, one of the guys pops up, or pipes up beside you. Yeah, how am I supposed to work with a beautiful dinner like this on my stomach?
I know. Feel you.
Oh, this is gonna be a rough night.
Amen.
All right. Well, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready to head to bed. All right, good night, guys.
Night.
Thank
Night,
you,
night,
James
night,
Shepard.
night.
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 Good night, Jim Bob.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna. Alright, I'm gonna lay down and I'll like pet him. I guess like. Did you say I have to like?
Yeah, you gotta lay him down there for about.
I guess I'll put it on the floor.
Yeah, let him.
You got,
let him
you
sit
gotta
down
like
with
do a
his
couple
legs
circles, and then
like-
Yeah.
you crawl up on the floor and you grab the pillow off your bed and
With you.
Yep.
The floor is surprisingly comfortable. It's nice and dry and warm in here. You're not quite used to being so dry and warm.
Yeah.
Listen, after that soup, anything is heaven.
I felt like Ariel, could taste that soup.
Same. I literally in my head was like, yeah, I know, because I've had that type of good loaded potato soup, and you're like, oh.
I'll do that once tomorrow.
Is there DoorDash potato soup?
Alright, so are you guys doing anything before bed? Or during the night?
Play with Frankie. I'll pray like normal.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put Frankie in his cage. Put the cage next to my bed and go to sleep.
Okay.
I just sleep.
I get Nibbles out, he can snuggle next to me, and then I do want to pray beforehand and be like, listen, Hobo God, I'm trying, but everyone's already taken.
You hear in the back of your mind, I didn't say it'd be easy.
Nothing. Alright, I go to bed. This Hobo God is annoying.
Okay. Bootsy, you doing anything before bed or?
No, just sleep.
Okay. So you all go into your respective rooms and you lie down and
Oh yeah, I get that spell slot back.
you start to drift off. A couple hours later,
Someone gets stabbed in the chest.
you're awakened by the ship rocking violently to the side.
Oh, no,
Yeah, just kidding. Forget that shit.
And you hear shouts and commotion of people running up to the deck. People,
But we've been asleep enough for a short rest.
yes.
Sweet. I just want my spell slot back.
I didn't use anything.
Is that
I was
bring
smart.
HP back?
If you decide to use hit dice, you can.
Okay.
You have a certain number of hit dice that you can use per long rest,
Oh, okay.
I think yours is a 1d12 plus 3.
and then I think you can do that 5 times
And then you have
per long
If
rest.
you get a high enough roll, you should go ahead.
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, perfect.
I'll take it.
Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Pumpkin!
Yeah.
You feel this rocking, or is this my dreams, or what?
I think the ship's rocking and we can all tell.
Alright, cool.
You hear a lot of commotion running by your room, and
Alright, where's what's going on?
I'll open up the door and check on the ladies.
I'll put,
Everyone okay? What's going on?
Oh yeah, honey, we're good.
we're good, thanks.
Let's go see what's happening.
Come on, wake up!
I'll wake up right.
I'll put Frankie.
Whew!
I'm guessing Richard and Davidge already came.
Yeah, they came out and they're
I'm putting
They're
Frankie
awake.
in a pouch.
Sam. And
alrighty.
So, we walk out, what do we see? I think we go to the deck. We can see what was
Sorry, folks watching this, because
Oh god. There's, oh god. Oh god.
No. I knew it. I was like, we haven't done a battle yet. Matt Stevens doesn't just
Do
not
this.
do a battle.
I mean, I can just not do a battle, but that was not this day.
That was not this day.
There may be one day where Matt Stevens does not do a battle.
But it is not this day!
No, I'm hungry.
Trying to make
Do you
it
want me
as
to connect it?
even as I can. Got a little bow up here. So, and you guys, there's a raised area back here. And you guys came up from stairs that are from, this is the doorway.
Yeah, I'd say that we're like,
Oh,
there's
Then there's some connections to the balloon up above.
was that
that's me.
oh you okay? And then I'm gonna say that this is Davidge.
Kitty
took my
chair.
You're a squirrel today.
Ray, you gonna be red next to me.
Next to me.
Red for Ray.
Right there.
Okay, so you do see familiar faces up here. You see the Dragonborn,
Who's not giving me a skin?
the guy who took you to your rooms.
Okay.
Ames is right here.
Aw, chef dude.
And then another deckhand that you have yet to meet is right there.
Okay.
And I need all of you to make a perception check.
Sparkles or perception is 16.
16, 5,
3.
3.
Roll it for
You
Oh,
see.
and for do I need to do damage too?
Yeah, go ahead and do one for the characters you're doubling.
Damage sees nothing. He's still.
Davidge is still kind of.
He's still kind of off.
Ray did the same as Bootsy.
Uh,
5.
I don't know. It's I rolled straight 15 for Richard.
Okay, so both you and Richard see. You see on that side of the ship 2 large winged beasts carrying riders.
Oh, carrying riders. Is that
And,
Valkyrie?
And as they become closer, you notice that they are small dragons.
Oh, there's more. Oh.
Do any of them have beards?
No.
So it's 1 and 1.
Basically, the rider is on top of the dragon.
Okay, so there's 4.
Yeah.
Not,
Gotcha.
But they're each individual. There's one dragon, one's the rider.
Yes, there's the top left is a red dragon, or red dragon wormling.
Okay.
The top right is a white dragon wormling. This one is a blue dragon wormling, and that one is a black dragon wormling. And they each have a rider. Ow!
Are you okay?
Just sat on my cat. You need to not sit in my chair, baby girl.
Aw, kitty.
You all right?
Silly
As I
kitty.
crushed my poor cat.
And for cats, when humans aren't sitting in them.
Alrighty. So, this is going to be a little nuts. I need everyone to roll initiative for you and the person you're controlling.
Okay.
Right.
Alright. Oh, I did good today. Alright. And then dash. I'm so sorry, Tom. I'm not rolling well for you. I apologize. I'm using the same dice. Ooh, I get to do spells again. I'm excited.
We just do straight roll because I don't have those stats.
Yeah, just do a straight roll. And you can
you
can
want,
look
I can
up
pull
their
up.
you can pull theirs up on the campaign page.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do it right meow.
If
You
can
won't be
open
able
up the
to
tab.
you won't be able to mark off anything like any of their spell slots, so you'll have to keep track of that manually. But and their hit points. But you can at least view their sheets.
If you want, I can pull up his on here, and then I can just switch tabs. If that'll help. If you need something specific.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a screenshot and just like write down
Okay.
like names. There's 2. Oh, there he is. There's 2 of them. I actually may have you do that in a minute 'cause my phone might die. Come on, Iastebiria.
Deckhands. This is going to be a lot of Matt playing with his toys.
The hardest thing is that they're at a distance. They're not on the ship, so you can only do ranged attacks.
So, wait.
I'm afraid. I gotta cross the loop. Okay, I'll pull up Richard's stuff.
Yeah, I want to take a screenshot because I mean he doesn't really have spells or anything, but.
Where is Richard? Wait, that's not it. There it is.
So with a new update on the iOS.
You wasn't the one that was on.
Oh!
Not what they. You hadn't updated it yet. To do that.
I did that before.
Okay.
And I forgot you guys actually have met the fourth deckhand. It's the tiefling, the red skin
Oh,
tiefling.
it comes in. Okay.
Okay, 25 to 20.
Nova got a 20.
Nova got a
21
20.
for Bootsy.
Okay, 15 to 20.
Pumpkin got an 18.
Oh, okay.
My dexterity, I needed +2.
Let's see.
Oh, listen, if you go there tomorrow, can you get my Keks? The little corn stuff Kit Kat.
Oh, yeah, I'll do one.
She said she might even be getting more flavors. But there's a black currant one, a cherry one.
I'm getting a handful of root beer ones too. That's my favorite.
I've not had the root beer ones yet.
Okay, 10 to 15.
Ray is 10.
Uh, 5 to 10.
Davish is 5.
Oh, wait, Richard would be 5 too. So I just pulled up his stats.
Okay, 1 to 5.
Richard has 5.
I think Davish has a +2 dexterity, Richard has the +5, so Richard goes first.
Okay, I think that is everyone present and accounted for. This is a busy battle, y'all.
Just a little bit.
This one may actually be one we stop halfway through and continue on.
Probably.
Alrighty.
Oh, wait a minute.
Alrighty, top of the round, Bootsy, you go first.
Alright. Well. So there's 2 riders on each of these little dragons, right?
There's one rider per dragon.
One rider per dragon.
One of those figures is the dragon, one of them is the rider.
Gotcha. Okay.
The one behind is the rider.
Gotcha. Alright. Come on, Ray. So I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay, what action are you holding?
My attack.
And what are you waiting for?
Something to get in whipping range.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Now I want to finally pull a freaking spell.
Alrighty. Nova, you're up next.
I'm gonna stay where I am. I'm gonna fire Eldritch Blast.
At what?
Both of them at the red dragon, at the rider.
At the rider of the red dragon. Okay.
First one is a 16.
That hits.
Second one is a 19.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I think it sucks you can't flank someone that's flying, unless you're flying as well.
So I'll give you total damage for both sides. Max damage on the first,
So
16. And then the second one is 21 points total.
ooh, damn.
God,
So you unleash your 2 bolts and it hits the rider like right in the chest. But he's able to hang on to his dragon. He cries out.
Okay. I will stay where I am. I'm gonna be ending my turn.
Okay. Alrighty. Next up is Pumpkin.
Oh, perfection.
Alright, 5, 10. Alright, I'm gonna move 5, 10. Might as well 15. I am going to use my crossbow and shoot the red dragon. I mean, the rider of the red dragon.
Rider of the red dragon. Okay, go ahead and roll damage.
10.
That misses.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my second attack to try to do that again.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a red dice for the red. Wow. 12.
Misses, unfortunately. Both your bolts go wide.
Okay. Movement, and I don't think I have any bonus actions I can use. So that will end my. Oh, wait a minute. I still have movement left, so I want to move 5, 10. To be right next to Nova.
Okay. Alrighty.
I have a reaction. I can attack. So just remind me, please.
It's now Arthur's turn. He's going to stay where he is. He's going to fire a couple of darts at the rider of the blue dragon. Misses. And hits. That's 5 points of damage. It's a lot to keep track of. Okay.
No, we believe in you.
Alrighty, and he's going to stay where he. Actually, no, he gets one more dart attack. Natural 20.
Oh yeah. Does that hit?
I guess so. A natural 20 might hit.
Maybe. I really want to see that.
Right?
And he knocks it right into the guy's neck. He's able to hold on and he cries out in pain and flings the dart down. And then now it is the black dragon and his rider's turn. So put all these too far away from me.
I don't think. This one was the black one.
Yeah. So he is going to fly over. And the rider is going to jump off. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Let's see.
I don't want to kill the dragon, but you've already killed innocent women and children.
Actually,
So, I mean, yeah, you got a point. I didn't kill any pregnant.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
Got it.
And he's kind of hovering about 15 feet above you.
Okay.
And who is that right in front of him?
That's Bootsy.
That's Bootsy. Okay, Bootsy and Arthur, I need dexterity saving throws. Actually, no, just Bootsy.
I definitely can see this, right?
Yes.
Alright, then I have an advantage. Oh yeah, natural 20.
Okay, so he releases this stream of acid from his mouth. And you reach up to block some of it, and you're able to deflect quite a bit of it, but you still take 11 points of acid damage. Because some still drips on you, but it's definitely not as bad as it could have been.
Ouchie.
Okay. I'll do it for him.
Heck yeah.
And he flies another 5 feet in the air, so he's now about 20 feet above you.
Alright.
Okay.
Just so you guys know, I'm not endorsing Pop-Tarts, but they make mini Pop-Tarts now. They're Pop-Tarts, and they're like, oh my god.
He's going to look at Arthur there.
I have 2 boxes.
He's going to
2 boxes.
make make 3 attacks against him.
Come on, 3.
Miss, hit.
I should have been hit. Maybe
Scimitar is
They remind me of those little bars that have to actually have to look like tournaments for knowledge.
4.
Probably 1,000 gold right now. I got 2 dollars.
Oh, don't tell me that.
They may have a little baked potato soup too.
Do you like the green
To do
apple?
14.
See the peach around.
So
I'm done.
14. So he goes up and Arthur is able to block one of the blows, but take the last 2 find purchase and slash and stab into him, and he takes a little bit of damage.
Oh, Arthur.
Then, alrighty, that does it for him. Now it's the white dragon and his rider. It's over there.
Alright, where do you want? Dropped off?
Yeah, drop off the rider.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's here, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
Here. Ow. Sorry. Ah. 20. 25. Okay, and I need,
That's Amos.
yeah. I need constitutions, or let's see. From I need constitution saving throws from Bootsy and Arthur. Yeah, that's it.
10.
Okay, so you take 22 points of cold damage.
Ouchie.
And
That's double-digit damage, y'all.
Guys, we didn't have a healer in the first place. Our secondary healer is gone. I have 1 cure wound spell that I can use. And I have 1 healing
this one,
spell.
so he also takes 22.
Papa, somebody should multi-class and declare next level up. Come on.
Ooh, that hurt.
I'm gonna do it, probably.
Somebody needs to.
I
That's,
think
you brought up a really good
So
point.
the dragon breathes out this cone of cold air, or cone of ice out, and it hits Bootsy and Arthur dead on, and it really hurts. Let's see.
yeah, I'm gonna multi-class as a cleric. After playing a cleric, I really
Yes.
liked it.
Okay, and then the rider is going to go up to Ames. Make 3 attacks.
Should we first just like go to baked potato soup before you kill him? You want the recipe? Hand over the recipe.
Nobody puts pumpkin in a flank.
All three miss, and Ames just kind of like ching, ching, ching.
Is he using the ladle?
No,
Dang.
he's got a short sword.
Oh. Why can't it be like a rolling pin that like clicks and
Alrighty, now it is Ames' turn, and he's going to.
Come on, Ames. Make a good aim. That's very good, but it was fun. I had to stop because I've eaten way too many of these chews.
So have I.
When I get home, I'm gonna make myself like some chews. Maybe I'll make some. Ooh,
And
egg in a basket. Oh, but
And Ames is going to look at the white dragon and say, "Your father was a hamster and your mother smelled of elderberries." As he uses his taunt ability.
good job, Ames. I really like him.
But the white dragon shrugs it off.
He's like, yes, that's true. My mother was a hamster. My father did smell elderberries.
And then he's going to take a swing at the bandit captain, or the bandit. He's going to hit. Takes 5. That's the white riders. Okay. Let's see. So that does it for him. Now it's the blue.
I don't think we put one in for Richard. Oh, we didn't. Here.
I'm assuming he was next to Davidge, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
That was just the score.
It's going to 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30. And he's kind of 15 feet above. And who is the blue squirrel
That's
and
Davidge.
the green dice?
This is me. That's Davidge.
What's the purple behind Davidge?
Oh, that's Richard.
Oh, okay.
So that's Richard, that's Davidge, and that's me.
Okay. So,
Oh, gosh. I mean, that's not me. I flew away.
Question: are they attacking her? Nova? Is Nova getting attacked?
see. Basically, everyone in that line except for the Dragonborn.
So even me?
Yes.
Okay, so it's an attack, so I'm going to invoke protection. So while wielding a shield, I'm not wearing my shield. Oh, I don't have a shield at all, so I can't have protection. How does that work?
If it requires a shield and you don't have a shield, you can't use it.
Oh. Okay, can I then use, not now, but like after this, can I change and use a different thing because I don't have a shield at all? Like
Yeah,
change the thing?
That's fine.
Okay, sorry. Continue your thing.
Okay, so
It's hard to get within 5 feet.
those of you in that line, except for the Dragonborn, I need dexterity saving throws.
Using the red dice this time.
Okay, Nova.
Oh, and I need in that line, so not damage. So just
Davidge, yeah.
oh yeah, damage. She's
15 for Nova.
Nova saves, so you take 11 points of lightning damage.
I got 5,
You take the full 22 points of lightning damage.
and then damage got 6.
He also takes 22 points of lightning damage.
I'm sorry, hold on, so bad damage. Oh, I can't change that. So he's got 22. He's got 10, and I have minus 22. Guess who's got 20 hit points right now? That is.
He's gonna jump down
Guess who's gonna use my second
successfully.
queen?
And who is that? I think I'm attacking. That's the tiefling.
The teeth thing.
Let's see.
Guess who's gonna impose?
That wasn't radiant damage, was it?
That was lightning.
No, that was lightning damage.
You are the thunder, I am the lightning.
Miss, hit, miss. So 8. Okay, so this tiefling's able to dodge 2 of the attacks, but one of the scimitar slices cuts him across the stomach. Alrighty. God, why did I do this? Now it's the red one's turn. They all rolled like 14s and 15s. So they're all like grouped together.
Oh no. If you want them to go last, we will. I think it's okay to fudge a few of the numbers.
Like, we moved
5,
about 8
10, 15, 20, 25,
We're about to get another attack.
30.
I want an
35,
airship. We can't
40.
jump off of this one.
45, 50.
That's why he put us in an airship so we couldn't jump off of anything.
Yes!
You're literally just like, yes, that's actually exactly what I did. That was exactly
You're in an airship over land.
How far does that misty step go?
30 feet?
Ah, darn it. We just need to steal a dragon.
Okay, and I need. Let's see.
I already know I'm have to roll.
I need
I need
dexterity saving throws from
Smart was just being used today.
you and the greed dice.
Yeah, both of us.
Fudge your nickel.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Another one.
What is it? Dex?
Dex.
Guess who got a 5 again?
You take 24 points of fire damage.
Guess who rolled a natural 1?
Are
Take-
you kidding me?
Take 24 points of fire damage.
Did you just say 24?
Yes.
I'm down.
I'm down. too.
Holy shit.
I'm down.
You're down.
I'm down.
Oh!
I'm down. Fuck.
So, as Pumpkin falls to the ground,
Fuck. Fuck.
she reverts to a different body form.
Yeah.
A tall, blue-skinned, white-haired...
I'm not blue. I'm
Not
white.
blue-skinned? Oh, I thought you were blue-skinned with white hair.
No, full white. White hair, dark eyes.
Okay. Yeah.
No!
And you've now reverted to your original form.
Yeah, I'm very tall, kind of lanky, very like, almost like albino skin, white hair, but my eyes are very dark. And I have very like sharp features, almost like an elf. Oh,
Okay,
I look
down.
nothing like the small halfling that I once was.
God.
Oh.
Like, the first round with dragons is always horrible because they always use their breath first. But they don't always recharge their breath.
It's not like you have to roll to see if they...
Yeah.
I've never, as a
It
character,
pissed me off.
Can I just say, as a character,
touch, too.
I have never had to roll failures and successes. In all of my D&D experience, I've
Well,
never
Pumpkin's
had to
dead,
do it.
guys.
Well,
Pumpkin.
We'll see.
okay, it's now Ray Ray's turn.
Oh, God.
Actually, the red one's rider goes up.
I was just about... Okay, well, I'm down. I just... Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
It's okay if I die, I don't technically die.
Miss, miss, miss.
Good.
He rolled a 2, a 3, and a 5.
Good.
So he goes up to, I guess that's Davich. And
The squirrel's damaged.
and like he tries to find purchase, but Davich is like, oh, 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 oh.
Yeah. Wait, does he have any reactions?
Okay, Ray Ray.
Alright. Ray would like to.
When you're about to use Vampiric Touch and you go down.
He would like to enter a rage.
He would like to rage.
I just bought a freaking gecko.
Oh, darn it. Oh, no.
And Ray would like
Who's
to.
going to take care of Nibbles and,
Let's see. here.
Nibbles and Frankie when we're gone?
So which ones are
It's going to be Bootsy. It's going to be Bootsy. Or Ames.
Let's see. Enemy. Those are the ones that are around you.
Yeah, he's right here.
Oh,
That's right.
Ray.
that's Ray Ray.
Yeah.
Enemy. But he's up in the air.
Okay.
He's on the ground. He's on the ground.
Alright, you know what?
And he's on the ground.
Shit. He's gonna hit this one with his Radiant Warhammer.
Alrighty.
Oh,
He's
shit.
going to try. See? We roll really well
11.
when it's not bad. When it's
No.
battle, we suck.
Alright.
I think he also gets an extra attack and a bonus action attack, I think.
He does get 2 attacks, but he's raging.
Okay.
Hi, Kai.
So, he will strike again.
Ooh,
That's
I know.
gotta hit. 17 plus 8.
Hits.
Alright. 1d8 plus 5. So, plus 2 as well. Rage. Yeah. Alright, so.
I've been doing something.
Ooh, damn. Okay. 8 plus 5. 13 plus 2. 15 points of damage
Nice.
to that jackass.
You come down and you smack him, and he's dazed, he's like, "Ugh." That hurt.
What
And that will do it for Ray Ray.
if I die, I'll come back as a cleric.
Alrighty.
There you go. That's what I'll do. If I die, I come back as a cleric.
Hey, we have plans.
Listen, we need clerics.
Alrighty, Richard.
Okay,
Now he does have the learned sneak attack, which gives him, basically he learns about it, and then if he successfully rolls, he learns about it, and then he gets sneak attack damage on it.
so, okay, what I was gonna do is just use Peekaboo to shoot this one. How do I do that?
It's a bonus action to do learned sneak attack. I need you to make an intelligence check.
His intelligence is plus 3.
Okay. 17.
Which dragon is he looking at?
Whatever this one is. Is this a rider or a dragon?
Oh, that's the red dragon.
Okay, yeah. We'll do the red dragon.
That works. You know that he is immune to fire, and that's all that you know.
Okay. So then, that was a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
For the action, I'm going to use Peekaboo.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the hit.
And there's no advantage or anything on that.
No.
Okay. Was it hit? 10?
No. Fortunately, he's seeing both of you fall. He reaches up and he's kind of shaky, and he goes off to the left.
Okay. Then I will just have him stay there and get ready for another Peekaboo shot.
Okay. Alrighty. Now it's this one's turn.
Thanks. How do you roll for failures? D20, and if it's above a 10, you save. If it's below a 10, you fail. Okay.
Natural 1, automatic 2 fails.
I'm gonna use. Oh, which one do I use?
Natural 20, you automatically come up with 1 hit point, right?
Oh.
Yes.
Natural 20, yes.
Yes.
Wait,
Let's
stick it
see
in the
what he's
candy
going
bag.
to do.
This is the best dice skill I have. Pile it under all the candy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Well, you're the one who got me killed, so we're gonna leave you in there.
I thought you were talking to me for a second. I'm like, I didn't. Except for die.
That's a rider, so he is going to step over here. That misses. Then he is going to First of all, try to stab him since he's got advantage. If he hits, it's sneak attack damage.
Hit.
Yep, that hits. And extra 14 on top of this.
Cat's like, oh, got it!
No, she's like, fuck that. So 19 points of damage to the blue riders. That's Miss Kai.
I've never seen you, just pictures.
She's like, oh, hi. I love that you're social now. Alrighty.
Cats are funny.
Does he get anything else? Yeah. And he is going to bonus action, disengage. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so
We're all dead.
it's now Davich's turn.
Oh yay! I get to do spells. Alright. I don't know what attack. Goodness gracious. What spells you got, bro? Wait, one second. I'm just gonna look at what catapult is.
The one that never hits. Sorry, Davich.
He hits about 30% of the time.
Okay. How many do I get to throw?
Just one.
I'm gonna try it. 'Cause why not? So I'm gonna use catapult to hit, this dragon that just hit, just down Nova. So,
Okay, the red dragon.
Yes, so I need a dex save from the dragon.
Dex save from the dragon.
Yes, and I need you to roll badly.
If you don't mind.
If you don't mind.
If I don't mind.
If it's not too much to ask.
I know it's a lot.
I mean, it's just a straight roll.
Okay.
Roll the 4.
Yeah! Guess what, Davitt? Thomas, it worked. So that's 3d8 of damage. I'm gonna use my lucky d8. Got it at an arcade. And I need, okay. A 3, 6, 9. So that's 9 points of damage. 3, 6, 9.
How was that?
3, 6, 9.
Is it a D8?
Yeah, 3d8.
Then it can't be a 9, it's a 6.
3.
No, 3, 6, 9. She's
3, 6,
adding
9.
threes.
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I thought Eeyore said that was a 9, and I was like,
Okay, anything else?
I think that's all I can do. Oh, wait a minute. If I move, am I engaged with anybody? Like, can I run away without getting an opportunity attack?
Let's see, what is he, the
he's a squirrel.
squirrel?
That's Richard.
Yes, you would be subject to 2 opportunity attacks.
Alright, so I'm gonna stay there with my little squirrel self. And that's it.
Okay.
With my little squirrel self.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a
someone that
cantrip? Oh, I'm using Firebolt next time. That's a good one.
Firebolt's so great.
I didn't
And
know
it's a
it did.
cantrip.
It's
Okay.
a cantrip. It's 2d8 plus 7 to hit. I'm using that one next
So
time.
now the Dragonborn's turn.
I'm not.
And you'll be happy to know that he's a cleric.
Yay!
Oh!
You're welcome.
Thank you. I can go to multi-class. I already said if I die, I'm taking spells off the cleric. No, I'm going to be cleric.
So he comes to the first one he sees. Pumpkin turkey.
What's up, Brown?
Pumpkin turkey sandwich! Oh my gosh, sandwich. I want to have both.
Oh, you know what it sounds really good right now? A sub.
Also, careful of the name brands.
Oh, it was P and Era. It's just local.
So,
I trust that in your mouth or I trust that.
I have like two. I want spicy chicken sandwich and a chipotle mayo turkey.
I have some chicken left. I can chop it up and I can put mayonnaise and some like spicy Dijon mustard. And just get the shredded chicken on top.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
get some
the
melted
best.
cheese on top. Oh, I'm so excited. The worst is when you're like, I'm hungry, but what do I have in my fridge?
It's the worst, especially when you go grocery shopping.
so he's going to cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on you.
Bitch, yeah.
2nd level.
So you get 13 points of healing back. You are back conscious. You are still prone, but
Do
you
I
are
have
conscious.
13 points?
You regain 13 points of healing. Okay.
Not 130.
Let's see.
I'm in the second one next. What form am I in now that I'm prone?
You're in your. You're no longer in your.
I just want to
halfling.
look down and go, fuck.
Let's see. That does it for his turn. Alrighty, so top of the round, Bootsy.
Alright. That holding an action didn't really help.
You know what? There's one of them. I'll go ahead and give you an extra attack this
Okay.
round because I think it got lost in the
Yeah.
shuffle. So you'll get an extra attack this
There's a
round.
lot going on right here.
Yeah. So Bootsy.
What the fuck was I thinking?
Bootsy is going
I'll be right back
into
for a second.
rage.
Bootsy's going right.
Bootsy's raging.
As a bonus action.
Rawr!
Bootsy's going to take his great axe and swing on this one right here.
Swing away, Bootsy.
12 plus 10.
Hits.
Alright.
Did you say plus 10?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Great axe is awesome. D12. This one. 4, 7. So 11 and then plus 2 because of the rage. So 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage to.
This one.
Okay, so that one is the Blue Rider. And you said 13 points?
Yes.
Oh,
I'll make sure it's
ah!
Still alive?
Yeah.
And I'd like to make a second hit on that. Same one.
Swing away, Bootsy.
Good. 28.
That hits, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, just barely, though.
This dice.
Oh!
Yeah, alright, so.
Let me know everything's alright.
18 points of damage.
Damn. He's looking rough.
Hell yeah.
I love that we haven't even gotten close to killing any of them.
Oh, no.
However, if we were trying to like ask them questions or persuade them, we'd be rolling like 25s.
Yeah. Or if you're doing just a simple, like, wrestling match, you'd be rolling great.
You know what? Maybe we
18.
should try and persuade
Anything
them
else,
to fly
Bootsy?
away.
I believe that'll do it.
Alrighty, Nova. I need a death saving throw from you.
But I wanna. 16!
Mark that down as success.
Aw, yeah.
Oh, that feels good.
Hey, that ends my turn!
That was fun.
That's cute.
That's a fun turn.
Pumpkin,
Yeah!
you are in your form, your natural form, and you're prone on the ground.
Okay, so it'll be half my movement to stand up, correct?
Yes.
And it will be an action to revert back.
Yes.
to. So I have 2 attacks per action. I have 2, so I can't do an action and then attack, right? That's only I can attack twice.
Yes, you can either attack twice or you can do a different action.
Okay, so like I can, because what I want to do is
To be able to get that second attack, you have to attack once.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I can't do like second wind. Oh, it's a bonus action.
Yeah, but second wind's a bonus action.
Okay, so I'm going to first for my bonus action. I want to use second wind.
Okay.
Which is 1d10 plus 5. And I rolled a 1. That's what happens when I roll d10. I swear I'm cursed. 5, 6. Sorry. Then I want to attack the red dragon. Did this to me?
He is about 15 feet above you.
Okay, so I just have to do something ranged?
Yeah.
Well, my crossbow's already out, so I'm going to use my crossbow
Okay.
to try and hit him.
Roll to hit.
Whoo! Fuck yeah, 21.
That hits.
Alright, so it's a 1d8. Come on. 4, 5, so 6 points of damage, and I'm going to try and hit him again. 15?
That misses.
That's a high armor class. Alrighty, and that will end my turn.
Alrighty. Now Arthur's turn.
Next round I'll heal you if there isn't another. Okay.
And it looks like he's got advantage on that big boy.
Yes.
So,
I'm at half of it. I hate rolling insurance, I swear. They go. Whatever works.
so he's going to make 3 unarmed strikes.
Higher, is that enough? Where is the lower you go?
Hits. 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 So 7, 14, 21. So first of all, it's me. Actually, it doesn't matter. So he comes up and he knocks it across the face, and one more like right to the temple. And he. You know what? I realized I didn't put the battle map up. Battle map.
Hi guys, this is what death looks like. Thank you for giving us NPCs to help though.
I mean, there were bound to be deckhands, so. Alrighty, so that does it for him. Now it's the Black Dragon's turn.
That's lightning boy.
No, the Black Dragon is acid.
Oh no.
Actually, he does not regain his breath weapon.
Good Lord, thank you.
It's like I'm trying to keep all these straight in my head.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I believe in you.
sit down right on the deck. Actually, he's big, so
Does
he'll
the
have to
show
go right there. And he's gonna make an attack on. Actually, no, he just saw his rider get downed by him. He is going to make Black Dragon. He's going to make a bite attack. Let's see. That hits. So. Yeah, baby girl.
Sniff me. Sniff me.
Fluffy tail.
Takes 12 points total. Ooh. Arthur is looking rough. Alrighty. Now it's the white dragon and rider's turn. Okay, the rider's gonna swing at homeboy there. Misses all 3 times. God damn it. Then the dragon itself. Does not regain its breath. It's gonna make a bite attack at him. And miss. He like ducks out of the way at this giant white dragon biting down at him. Ah!
That's the usual reaction.
I mean, I would too if a white dragon was biting at me. Alrighty. It is now Ames's turn.
Come on, Chef Boy.
So,
He's a hardy boy. Chef Boy.
5, 10. He's going to look at Nova. He's just going to strum on his ukulele a bit and cast Healing Word on you at 2nd level.
Oh, say it slow.
That's almost better than that load of baked potato soup.
Oh.
Can I get a name in?
Whoa, whoa.
So you regain 8 points, and you are now conscious again, but you are still prone. And that was his bonus action.
Freaking deal, man.
He's going to look. Why not? Let's see. Going to look at the dragon. He's going to cast Vicious Mockery.
No.
Because who doesn't fucking love Vicious Mockery? Okay, so it's a Wisdom saving throw. There's the white dragon. Fails it. So he takes 4 points of psychic damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll. After he gets done strumming out the tune of healing for you, he looks at the wormling. He's like, "Wormling, I more see a worm in you." And if a dragon could pout, he's pouting.
Oh yeah. I would love to see a powder dragon.
That was the white dragon. Alrighty. That does it for Ames. Blue and red. Blue and then red. Let's see. Blue is him. And he does not get his breath weapon back.
Dang.
He lands and even odd. So he looks at Richard and he goes to take a bite out of him. Let's see. Natural 20.
Wow. You know, barely. So he'd be back at full hit. He would have taken a long rest with us, so he's back at 31. It was never changed, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So he takes. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Takes 10, 13, 10, 20, 23, 13 points of piercing damage and 10 points of lightning damage.
So 23.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20s. He's gonna roar.
He's gonna what?
Roar. Now it's the red dragon's turn.
He's gonna.
Doesn't get his breath weapon back. He's just gonna land right where he is and look at Pumpkin Turkey and go for a bite.
Oh!
Friggin' you.
Try not to press it hard,
You can say fuck on this channel.
but.
18 to hit. Oh no, 20 not natural to hit. So you take 10 points of piercing damage
Oh. Are you rolling something else?
and 2 points of fire damage.
I'm still alive. Got 7 points left.
Oh my god.
Because I rolled my second wind and I rolled a 1
Ugh. Alrighty. Oh, the riders.
on a D10.
Rider is going
I'm
to.
like stress eating right now.
Can I have some stress? That wasn't what I was supposed to say, but you know what I meant.
Oh, stop eating when I get home.
So those two are with us. Okay, so these two are against Davich. 18 to hit,
Yeah, so I already know, but I'll check. Yes.
and the other one misses.
How much hit?
Takes 9 points of slashing damage.
Oh, is that it?
Oh wait, do you have?
I shouldn't have asked.
Nope, that one misses. Now the other rider misses. Rolled a natural 19. So
Okay,
one
you
of them
kept saying
hits.
miss. Do you know how many hit points he's at?
Well, this last one hit him for 5 points of slashing.
I'm sorry, Thomas, but you're down. Alright, can you put the squirrel on the ground, please? So far, he's the only one down.
Okay,
Oh, we have a cleric.
so Ray Ray's turn.
Alright, Ray. Still raging. He's gonna smash that dragon right here that's in between. So.
Let's see, that should be the black dragon.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright. Radiant Warhammer. 17.
That just hits.
Hell yeah. Nice. 13.
13.
Damage, yeah. He gets another attack, right?
Yep.
Ray does, yeah.
Yeah, Ray. So attacking again. Yeah, 22.
Hits.
I think you're the only one hitting anything.
That's 10. Let's do 12.
12. Damn. You took some major chunks out of it. It is that black dragon's looking rough.
Oh, Ray. Alright.
Really
This is
rough.
definitely going to take another session to finish this battle.
Yeah, there's no,
Does he
yeah.
have any bonus actions? Let's see here. Nope. That's it. That's it for Ray.
Alrighty. Richard's turn.
So, are these enemies here? That's an enemy?
Enemy, yes.
All three of them.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, are they?
The one with
Yes.
the sword and shield is the only one that's not an enemy on our side. This one.
Okay.
These 4, and these 2 are all the other green ones are not.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This one's us, right?
Yeah, that one
Because
is.
I meant like on our side.
Okay.
Because if I
Remember
move, I'll
Davish
take an
is
attack
down.
of opportunity, right?
Yes, you will.
Davish is down and Richard. Oh, no. I was like, wait.
I'll go ahead and do it because I wanted to peekaboo, but it'll be too close if I try it. Right?
Yeah, well, you can shoot peekaboo, but it will be at disadvantage if you're within melee range of it.
I'll just do that because I don't want to risk attack of opportunity in. Oh, do I do the bonus action thing every time if I want the whole
I forget, which one did you do it against last time?
the red dragon?
Red Dragon. If you haven't done it against the creature, if you haven't successfully done it against the creature, you can do it each time.
Okay, so I haven't done this one yet. So it's like, what is it again?
Intelligence check.
Richard's intelligence is a +3.
That probably does it. That's an 8.
No.
He knows it's a dragon.
It's a creature, and then we'll do disadvantage peekaboo. A 4 and a 2, so they don't hit.
You're a little too close.
Alright, I'll just dig so I don't want to die.
Okay. Alrighty. Now it's the other rogue's turn. And... What, baby blue?
How did you know? Yeah, everything's alright. We got a good flank, got a flank, got a flank, got a flank.
That would be dang.
Yeah.
So,
The flank is
That's
danker
the
than
red
it
one.
be.
This is him. 3 attacks. 9. Misses. Hits. Natural 20.
Woo!
So,
Who can roll well? Not us, but Matt can. Oh, and Josh.
Other than that,
You and I just aren't doing it today.
he's not in it.
I'm gonna go home and make myself some chai tea or hot chocolate. Chicken sandwich. Put on peaches.
he deals 29 points of damage against the red dragon.
damn.
Damn.
That hurt it a lot. Alrighty. It's now Davich's turn.
Guess what? Now it's gotta make a saving throw. Doo-da. Damage failed his saving throw.
Oh, shit.
You're on the same side.
Damn.
So sorry, Damage. Alright, so that's 1 fail.
Yeah, we just put his character thing up today. We just.
Don't worry, the cleric's next. The cleric's next.
Unless he dies.
I'm just saying, we just paid for his portrait.
5, 10. He's gonna go over to Davich because he sees him on the ground.
Ah, yeah.
Cure wounds at 2nd level.
Aw.
Six, 10, 14 points back to Davich.
I could do that. Thank you.
Then, can you do anything else?
See, David, check. Thomas haven't killed your character yet.
And let's see. He is going to look at you
Hi.
and oh baby.
Wait, who's looking at me?
The Dragonborn. and you see a white light shoot out of his amulet and right into your swords, and your swords are imbued with radiant light. So the next time you land a hit with one of your scimitars, you deal an extra 3d6 radiant damage. Lasts until the end of your turn.
Oh, okay. So, is it a bonus action to pull out my scimitars?
Oh shit, I forgot you. I thought you had your scimitars out.
I have a crossbow out.
He doesn't know that you have scimitars. Never mind.
Did he strap to my back or something? Yeah, he probably should have done something else.
God damn it! I need to find a better place to plug my computer in. Okay, so disregard that because he doesn't know that you have a melee weapon. And that does it for him. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock.
I think.
Do we want to continue on, or do we want to call it a night?
Good.
I'm good with calling it. Because does this put us at top of the round?
Yes, we are at top of the round.
I'll start.
We'll take a picture of.
Alright.
You know what? I'm not going to touch this board this week.
Oh! Good.
Okay.
The wonderful thing about having a studio is that we don't have to touch it.
I like it.
That works.
I like that a lot.
Yes.
Leave it.
Just in case I forget, I have it written here though. Thomas, you got 14 hit points.
Alright. Rich also.
Ray never got hit, so he's just
Richard, you have 15. Oh.
Alrighty, so
So much has happened.
we will continue that next week, this harrowing battle above the skies, because apparently I decided I wanted to have this gigantic battle
Yeah.
right now.
I don't know why you did that.
Well, there was other stuff that should have happened tonight that would have taken us to the beginning of this battle we would have cut right before the battle, and the battle would have been next week, but we did not get to certain things. So, thank you everyone for joining,
Thank you.
and we will see you again next week. I think we're probably going to do 7:30 next week.
Yeah, 7:30 next week.
So, come and join us again. Thank you once again, Happy Hour Podcast with Johnny and Deuce. Go on Facebook and everywhere and like them. You can look at them right now above me. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, all those kinds of wonderful places. And on Facebook, Happy Hour Podcast Show on Facebook. SoundCloud, Happy Hour Podcast. You can email them at hhpodcastshow@gmail.com. Go out, like them, listen to them. They're awesome. So, thank you everyone. Good night.
Good night.
And sweet dreams.